Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a beautiful Friday. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Got home at a reasonable hour. Traffic wasn't too bad. Had a great time at LIV.
It was a great time.
Awesome basketball game last night. Unfortunate that they lost.
Getting kind of sick of not that you're not wrong, but man, that's 2 buzzer beaters I've been to in the last 2 months where it's gone the wrong way. I was at the Cade Cunningham one and this one. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Also, we cheated.
I mean, it's not. Look, I think I'm more excited about how they're playing.
They're playing great.
The energy in which they're playing. I would say the pace in which they play. I'm more excited about that because
they've been playing good. They played well, and they had, I think they could have had every excuse in the book to pack it up once it started slipping away, and getting down 8 and Ja's getting cooking, and they answered right back a huge 8-0 run. I think there was like 16 lead changes in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great back and forth game.
And even more so, I think Celeb did a hell of a job on that last play. It was just a good shot. Shot.
He did do a good job. I know that they weren't happy because nobody came over. There was no first of all, Leroy.
What's up?
Credit where credit's due. He got the shot off. He cheated. He gave him a stiff arm and he traveled. Which of course he does. He's 6 whatever over he calls him, we'll get to his comments here in a second because I'm very confused.
Oh,
but he's basically a pterodactyl.
Don't read anything into it.
Dude,
it's not even that insulting.
I don't know what it means. I'm sitting here and I'm like, as soon as I saw it on Twitter, my first reaction was intangibles. No. I'm like, I'm like,
hold on. This needs to be said.
Go ahead.
Here is the text that the whitest man I know sent me. Right? He goes, intangibles here, raise his hand. What does Ja mean when he says he had a pigeon guard him? And I'm like, says the guy who keeps saying cap. I'm like, I couldn't stop laughing because it just.
Well, there was part of me that's like, because I was in the locker room and I'm like standing there, I'm getting ready to talk to Khalil, and I'm like, do I ask him about this? But I don't even know what the hell it means. What if it's really offensive?
It's kind of one of those things where, how dare you put this dude in front of me to guard me?
Like dismissive, like it's just a pigeon,
right? Not well. No, it's
just kind of it's just in my way.
A pigeon is like somebody who's easily taken advantage of. You can trick, something along those lines. It's basically the equivalent of you see a wide receiver and they cover him with a linebacker.
Because in my mind, I was going to be like, Khalil Ja Morant referred to as a pigeon last night. And then everybody just looks at me and I'm like,
yeah.
And then Tim Donovan just comes and just yanks the credential out. I'm like, you know what? I'm good to let it go. Besides, Khalil said the best response out of all of it anyway. Like his response was great on the game winner. We'll get to that. But let's hear last night. Ja Morant speaking with Taylor Rooks after the game, his game winner on TNT. Here is Ja Morant.
Huge game winner. Take me through what you saw on that final possession.
A pigeon guard me, go get a bucket, win the game.
The way you're answering that and the energy we had in this game, this one felt personal. What was different about this one?
The crowd getting to booing me. They just woke me up for the second half, and I'm pretty sure they ain't happy going home now. So
I got to tell you, I was more confused by that than the pigeon thing. I was like, what is he talking about? The crowd booed. There was only one time. There was 2 times where the crowd got annoyed with Ja Morant. One, he like shoved Alec Burks for no reason because Pelle Larsson was all over him and he didn't get a call. And so he shoved Alec Burks and just yells at the referee, "That's a foul." And then the only other time I really remember him being booed, and this is no lie, Leroy, they booed him at the free throw line because he missed his first free throw.
And then missed the second one.
Well, they wanted him to miss the second one for free chicken.
Right.
That's the only times I really remember him getting booed.
Right.
So I don't know what the hell he was talking about. I was like, huh? I'm like, what do you mean? He said the booze turned him around. Like, he stunk in the first half. He didn't do anything, but I don't remember anybody getting on Ja Morant. But all right, so a pigeon.
Do we blame game ops? Are we mad at game ops now because they may have inspired a Ja Morant rally?
I don't know. I don't know. And this is the funny thing is, like, I am way more interested in this. Everybody this week, again, is getting mad at him for pointing his fingers in the shape of a gun at his own bench. And I was, like, watching Get Up this morning. Get up! And they're like, we cannot talk about Ja Morant's game winner. No one is talking about that today because, ladies and gentlemen, he did it again. He made finger guns at his bench. And I'm like, dude, hey, I just have a question here. This is just me. All right. What do I know? If we didn't give it this much air and attention, would it offend anybody?
Right.
It doesn't offend anybody on the Heat. Nobody on the Heat thinks Ja Morant is a threat to their life. Nobody at the Kaseya Center last night thought Ja Morant was a threat to their life with his fingers. And yet I'm watching all of ESPN this morning. And, of course, they're talking mostly Lakers and Warriors, which, listen, great game. But they're like, just Ja Morant, who's had a bit of a tumultuous year, just the Grizzlies in general, he has a buzzer beater. And this is kind of what everybody talks about, where it's just like, look, what's the real thing for this game? Oh, heavens to Betsy, pointed his fingers in the shape of a gun. And it's like, does he have, it's like, it doesn't even look like a double guns. Like, is he doing a shotgun? Like, is he going wabbit season? Or I guess it's pigeon season.
I just think there's a lot of things that people get up in arms in because they can. And there's really nothing to see there. Right?
There's nothing to see.
Nothing to see. And
he's a young guy who obviously, he tweeted out after the whole controversy, Ja this and Ja that. He's defiant. He's like, you warned me for doing this. It's stupid. And you want to know something? He's right. It's a stupid thing to be offended by. Was it Melo's 3 to the head? Like, what do you think that's supposed to be? Dum-dums? Like, what?
They want everybody to do the Steph Curry. Go to sleep.
Dade South says, you shoot a basketball. Snipers? I mean, like,
right. So what is the difference of somebody, a sniper shooting a 3-pointer and then going,
yeah, are we not grown-ups? Like, in my day, I'm not grown. But in my day, the only thing that used to get you in trouble.
Wait. Your ass ain't got a day yet.
What?
You ain't old enough
back
to say
in my day.
You could kick rocks with that.
Back in my day, a real celebration got you in trouble.
8-year-old talking to a toddler.
Back in my day, a real celebration got you in trouble. Like Eddie Howe saying he had big nuts. That was a celebration that got you a warning from the league. Maybe $5K. This is so stupid. Like, it's crazy to me. Anyway, let's get to Kalel, okay? Because I thought, I mean, he's playing really well. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose for over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory of the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Kalel Ware after
can guard a lot of guys, a lot of different guys, which is cool to see.
Oh yeah,
your bigs can guard more people than your guards. Think about that.
Well,
one guard. Wait, we got a choice. We got a choice.
One guard.
We're gonna put Tyler or Ware. We go with Ware.
There's very few scoring guards in this league who are defensive stalwarts, and I would say most of them actually stink on defense. I mean, Ja Morant's out there. Who's he guarding? He's guarding Pella. Like,
right.
He's not guarding Tyler at the end of the game either. Everybody's hiding everybody, but man, when Bam had that block on Ja, I was like, oh, I thought we were off to the races, dude. But here was Kalel. This is his response to the end of game and what in his mind happened.
If the switch onto Ja on the last possession, did you expect more help? And what was your view kind of how it unfolded?
No, it's just guard your yard. You got the lucky shot. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Don't call him a pigeon.
Hey, it's just, I love the way his nonchalantness of it is.
Yeah.
He made the shot. I was all over him.
He was. It was kind of cheated, and it was a good shot. It bounced. It was in slow motion.
It bounced 17 times on the rim, like at the end of a movie.
Oh my god, it was so. Oh,
because my first thing was short. It's short. We're going to the damn.
Yeah,
hit the front of the rim and went in.
It sucked. It really.
Now the switch to Ware. Ja creeps down to the paint. Step back. Fires it up. It bounces in.
The only thing I would have did differently, right, is not let him get that deep in the paint, because then that 7-footer sitting in front of him. But I will also say this. He did do this.
Oh, no, he did that, and he moved his pivot foot on the way back too. He got an extra shuffle back there over the 7-footer.
Yeah. I mean, when you watch basketball, there's a lot of that, especially with guys creating space to shoot threes. So I'm not gonna make a big deal about that.
Mm-hmm.
But this part,
shiver, yeah. Right. But they're not gonna call that on Little Ja doing that to a 7-footer. They're not gonna do it. Look,
if he the fact that he moved him.
I mean, listen. I was hoping the rest would be quick whistle on him, because he was very mean to them. That's a foul.
But yeah, it was a tough loss. But see, when they were in the 10-game losing streak, there was no promise besides what they were telling you. When I watched that game last night, they didn't win, but there's a lot of things I like. The aggressiveness. I love the way they drive and kick. I love the pace. The one thing that I would say, since Jimmy has been gone, the pace has gradually picked up to the point where they made the comment that Memphis is has one of the quickest pace, and the Heat were outpacing them.
Oh,
so
man.
I was so glad to see that. Everybody got touches. They start moving the ball around well. Everybody was getting open shots, and I can live with you getting an open shot and you missing it versus the old dribble. Oh no, 2 seconds and chuck one up.
We'll take a break here on the show. We haven't gotten to the most important thing, which is this loss is really on Frogboy. That's next. WQA.
15-minute lead.
Oh, I did finger guns. I'm sorry. Hope everybody's okay. Leroy, I'm sorry if I offended you. Pew, pew.
I was more offended that you didn't get the pigeon.
I didn't.
Hey.
I will say, though,
there's a couple of situations where we're out or we're together and something will happen or somebody will say something and Tobin will look over at me and go, nope, not touching it. Nope.
I will say, though, I didn't feel like it was just intangibles who didn't get it. I think there's a lot of people who have never heard that reference before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it's mostly intangibles.
Mostly intangibles, of course.
Right.
But
absolutely.
It's not one you hear a lot. It was a different one from Ja for sure. But I will say, and not getting to see him play basketball in a while, he's good.
He's good, but here's what I would say. And don't take this as I'm saying that Tyler's better. He's different. He is more efficient, which fits what this team does better than having a guy who's going to be a volume shooter, right? To get him.
Well, I mean, Tyler is a volume shooter too.
Yeah, but
they're different in. Tyler actually has very, very great range because he's a great shooter.
Right. So when I say I would prefer Tyler, it's not because he may or may not be better, but if they both get 30 points, Ja's going to be more of a volume guy than Tyler.
Can we talk about the real issue here, though, which is last night was on Marcos. He completely mushed the Heat.
No.
You mushed the Heat via text.
No.
You completely mushed him with right after the Bam block.
No.
You got a little too.
What did I say?
You said Bam may have just ended the Ja Morant trade talks with that. Acting like the game was over. You counted your chickens, dude.
We were down by 2. How can I even? You can't when you're down.
You completely mushed it.
You
completely mushed it.
Rules to the mush, dude. You can't mush when you're already.
Has this team proven anything that at the end of games you sit on your hands and shut your mouth until it's over?
Everybody was completely quiet on group chat last night, and here comes Frogboy. Hop, hop.
Comment. You know why? I think the real person to blame here is Ja Morant's personal cheerleader. Who you don't know if he was just strolling through the streets of South Florida. He had just popped on his Odyssey app and listened to this guy just praising Ja Morant all day.
Give me Ja Morant.
All day.
You don't know Ja either. He hadn't done that for you either.
He could though, couldn't
he?
Couldn't he?
Let's not forget trading his boy.
I am what I am, and I want Ja Morant. And by the way,
you trading Lil Jovic for Ja? See,
I got to talk about it. Well, that's not a yes.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! You are.
Arguably feel like probably their biggest need. Can I tell you one thing about him?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen him play in a while. Okay. He's immature.
Yes. Is that what I said? Is that
I'm not even talking even talking about the finger guns thing.
Is that me either? Is that not why I said I would prefer Tyler?
Tyler may be more mature than him.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm quite confident Tyler's more mature.
Okay.
Than him.
Yeah.
And what is very important on this Heat team?
Maturity?
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Think of all the immature guys and how it worked with the Heat.
We can make a little bit of Heat culture, you know.
We can go Philly cheese. We can go. Who's the center?
Whiteside.
Whiteside.
Yeah.
Right.
Bees.
Think of how it like it becomes with Spo, it has nothing to do with the talent. He's like, dude, I can't play with you. You're a wild card.
His getting teed up was hilarious. I was like, why did he do that to Alec Burks? He needs to calm down.
Again. So you would rather have him on the team. Just you've been around the Heat long enough. How's that immaturity gonna play out?
Maybe being around the environment.
Don't assume that he can fix it. You're making it. I'm basically going by what I have. And that immaturity thing is a big selling point. Well, not only me, but this organization. Will we agree with that?
Do you see that pogo stick that he's got, dude?
Yep.
I mean, he hops up like a kangaroo.
Yep.
How does he do that? He's so tiny.
And then he swings at another player. So, right? I mean, like it, and so you misunderstand this part of this whole conversation. I'm not saying he's not awesome. I'm just saying it would be hard for him to fit with the Heat, with how one of the things you could say about all the players they like, they're very mature. They handle themselves a certain way. So why would you sign up for something like that?
What is maturity, though? You know, it's in the
maturity. Not kicking somebody in the nuts, not swinging at somebody, right? Not getting teched up every other game because you're not getting your way. Yeah. And then let's not talk about the ill-advised shots that he'll take.
I mean, there are not many ill-advised shots that he takes, though. He carried their ass in the second half.
By the way,
Tyler,
he did.
So did Tyler. Tyler did too. By the way, Tyler did it. You know, he needed to get that bucket to get the Heat the tie. That was a great job by him.
Hey, by the way,
but I will say, you may have a point on the.
Thank you. I know that was hard for you.
I know Tyler backcourt defensively.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if that works defensively.
Do you really? It barely works. Know. It barely works when Off Night is out there with Tyler.
Oh, don't you speak of Off Night. I love. Let me tell you something about Davion Mitchell.
No. I'm saying that from the standpoint of you have one defensive guy and one guy who doesn't, and they just keep running the spin cycle till Tyler has to guard somebody.
I don't know what I was very curious about this because they got to give Davion Mitchell an extension in the offseason. And I don't know what somebody of Davion Mitchell's ilk makes anymore in the NBA because everybody makes a lot of money. But I love watching him play basketball.
It's almost like he has inspired Pella to go on the floor. Like they went on the floor and said, hey, do what Davion does.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like he is flying all over the place. And I love my favorite thing is the offensive fouls he draws on screens. Like he does that once a game. He got like 3 of them. Jaren Jackson Jr., that dummy, he's sitting here. I mean, he can't stop fouling people. But Davion Mitchell got him like twice. He's like, lured you in again, dum-dum. Because he's going to fight through every screen, and he always is able to make it like bang, and the ref has to call him on it. And so he gets dudes into foul trouble like crazy. And I really like watching him play basketball. He's fun.
Yeah. The thing is that, and it looks better, but I'm going to say this because it's been a while since I saw Jimmy, be Jimmy. Mm-hmm. But this style of basketball looks to fit all the other guys on the team a little bit more. And it seems like more guys get involved and more guys get shots, even though your studs are still scoring their points. Because of the activity on the offensive end, because of the way they move the ball. And Bam and Tyler know, okay, I got to get this one.
And again, though, I mean, like you do maybe have a couple turnstiles on the top of the key with John Tyler, but then you got a lot of pterodactyls behind them. I mean,
right.
With maybe it could work. I don't know. I mean, maybe it could work.
No.
I mean, don't say no. We don't know that it couldn't work.
It couldn't work.
I don't think that's. We don't know that.
Okay. Marcos.
Yep.
I almost cussed.
I saw you.
Because I can't believe this dude less than 5 minutes ago apologized to me because you may be right. And 5 minutes later, try to then turn around and sell it again.
First of all,
you said
don't oversell what I said. I didn't apologize. I said maybe you had a point. I was trying to be a grown-up and give you a little kudos. I didn't apologize.
You know what you did? You went right through the red light.
Because
you went right through the red light. You didn't even pause.
If
you went right through the red light because you said what you said, and then you went back to your previous conversation.
Just be clear. If I'm sitting here in July and I have Tyler Herro and Ja Morant, we have the greatest backcourt in the NBA. So
okay. So he didn't apologize.
No.
All right. Okay. I felt like you did. I felt like you were coming on.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I just wanted to
I was just like, wow. I say, let's chalk this one up.
Yeah.
Did you think I was mature?
Friday, April 4th, 2025, on the day of our Lord during Lent, Tobin apologized.
Exactly and then you what I want.
No, that's not what I did.
Got a pigeon on that take.
First of all, no. No. Bad radio host. No. I want to hit you with the paper, right?
Huge game winner. Take me through what you saw on that final possession.
A pigeon guard me.
Hey, so Marcos, like, when John said it, it sounded so much different than when Tobin just used it.
Yeah, I'm actually comparing.
Can you use pigeon in a sentence?
You ever have your dog look at you confused? Like when I looked at Twitter and I saw that because I didn't hear it live. I was walking down to the media room and I look, I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, all right, intangibles. I'm gonna reach out.
Like, wait, why did you have to put in parentheses intangibles here?
It was good for the visual, though. I did imagine him like,
excuse me,
in the back. Yeah.
Bam, H.
Mm-hmm.
What was the phrase pigeon mean?
Oh, I was not gonna
asking for a friend.
What does this mean?
That's a good call, though, because it's risky. You never know what Ja Morant.
It's risky. You could have got a slight outburst.
What the hell did he just say?
Right. I mean, that would be like asking Drake about Not Like Us. Serious.
I'm sure. Well, listen, based on Kalel's response afterwards, I think he probably saw those comments anyway. He's like,
yeah, but
he's saying lucky shot on it.
Here's the thing.
Was a lucky shot.
He played good defense.
He did.
And got beat by a better shot. Over a 7-footer. He stayed in front of him. He didn't go around him. And I was hoping that Ja would have got around him and he could do that block. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But he stayed in front of him. I mean, it happens. But
Nick T says if he said flamingo or ostrich, it would have made more sense. An ostrich would be terrible at defense.
If he said flamingo, it would fit, Heat, Vice.
Yeah.
Right? Got
crazy
flamingo in front of me. But, I mean, where said it best? The thing about basketball players, they don't get caught up in that one, I got beat one time.
Right.
And because good offense, what do they say? Good offense is always going to be good defense.
They do say that.
So I was impressed that he stayed in front of him. I was impressed how he played, and it's unfortunate that we're still gonna look at that moment as Ja beat, Kalel.
Somebody said should have had Bam on him. I mean, he said yesterday, I saw the clip where he told Alex Leo from Five Reasons I saw on his Twitter, he said that they came out of the timeout and he's like, I'm getting the switch. There's two people who are not going to be on me, Davion Mitchell and Bam Adebayo.
Right.
Like, so, they have plans too. Now, the Heat, like Spo said, like you typically bring some help as that's all developing because, you don't want to leave Kalel out there on an island. But he made a great shot, man. Great, lucky, whatever, cheated a little bit.
I was a little flummoxed because if I take and put the ball in Tyler's hands on the other end, when he gets to the top of that key, they rush him. And I was a little shocked that they didn't do that because if you had Kalel in front of him and you rushed him with Bam or even Tyler, that's a lot of size in front of him. He may not even be able to see anywhere to throw a pass.
Well, Tyler got in his game tired. What did he had Pippen on him and he got through and like 3 Grizzlies were just staring at him and he hits that baby float. Like
right.
it's a pretty, I mean,
right.
he's so money with that shot.
I was a little shocked that just watching the play, develop, that nobody was even looking to. Like, it's like everybody was happy with where they were in that point in the game. Like, the Heat seemed like, we got Kalel, we're okay, we can handle that. They were like, oh, we got Kalel in front of us, we can deal with that.
Did
like,
you
everybody seemed to be happy. Otherwise, you would have blitzed Ja.
Did you outside of the end of the game when they got back from the 8-0 run and Kalel had the block and then the 3, did you get the goosies?
I did because, our saying.
Respectfully.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You better believe. I was like, we couldn't have used this the first month of the season? Huh? You think, just imagine if this development had happened after game 25 instead of game 60.
I picture us in 15 years doing a radio show at Spo's Hall of Fame enshrinement, and Leroy's going to be like, mm-mm. And here he is, 4-time champion, Erik Spoelstra. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Be like, didn't play Kalel in the first 29 games, Spo.
Respectfully.
Congrats. Straight. Take a break. Back after this. But first, Leroy, let the people know, because we had a great time yesterday. We had
a great time yesterday. I went and got me a couple of hats. The areas that they have built with the stage, with all the accommodations, the DJs and all this, it is phenomenal. You really need to go check this out. What I'm talking about is LIV Golf. It's at Trump National Doral today through Sunday. Join some of the guys out there. We saw John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau. We saw DJ, Brooks Koepka. Saw plenty more. I could point them all out. I was showing you guys who they were. Again, they have live DJ sets, epic street food, and ska punk legend Sublime headlining Saturday night. We even saw the stage. By the way, it looks like Tortuga. That stage is as big as the Tortuga stage that they have miraculously put somewhere in Doral. I saw it. It's unbelievable. Grab your tickets today at livegolf.com. That's livegolf.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to the road to repeat here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Panthers will be back at it tomorrow. A little afternoon action with the Cats. So we got that.
Isn't day games for hockey? It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
They do it a lot. They do it more than we know, but it just catches you off guard.
Both are early this week, but this one is super early. Tomorrow it is a 2:00 puck drop for your Florida Panthers against the Ottawa Senators. So we take on baby bro Tkachuk, and Ottawa's in that wild card spot now. But probably the Panthers, not out of the possibility they're in first place. Still got a matchup coming up with both Tampa Bay and Toronto before the season is over. But obviously not lining up at this moment. Although I do believe the Panthers were further back of it last year, first place at this time. So still possible they can still win the division. Not over yet, but obviously the Cats got to get their ducks in a row. 3 straight losses. And haven't won in regulation since March 13th in Toronto. So, they're trying to get all the things together. Would love to see Marchand break through. Does feel like he's still trying to find his way with the Panthers outside of that OT assist where things were a little bit more opened up. You don't have as many guys out there, but, he is also working his way back from an injury as well. And I don't know if he's pulling like the Anthony Davis where he tried to come back too soon, but he said he wanted to make it a point to play as many games as possible. So I don't even know how right he is.
Right. He knows more than we do.
Yeah. I mean, you got to nose like that. Come on.
Right.
He knows his body.
What?
-1.
If I said it'd be a -1.
Fair point.
Like Marcos said it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Then, of course, on Sunday, the Panthers take on who, Leroy?
Who do the Panthers take on Sunday?
Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Cade Cunningham and the boys coming to town.
You know what the funny thing was? I was listening. I was watching it back because Dade South tweeted out that clip yesterday.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was the classic thing where like Leroy brings up he brings up a fact that I thought was a hockey fact because he's like, Detroit, they're not terrible. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't think the Red Wings are terrible this year, but I didn't know for sure. So I was like not confident just to like correct him and tell him, no, the Red Wings are not. I mean, they're not a playoff team, but they're like a 500 team. So I was like, yeah, because they've been awful. They've been awful for a few years before this. So I was like, it like crept the first intro into your comment. I was like, oh, damn, Leroy, look at your Red Wings knowledge. They're starting to make their build back.
That was the first NHL game I ever went to.
The at Joe Louis Arena.
Yeah, and what's crazy? At that time, they were the dominant team in hockey.
Oh yeah, I mean, crazy. They were insane.
Right.
So like they have been on hard times lately, and so like when you made the comment, Detroit, they're not terrible. I was like, I think they are better this year. And
here's my problem. I wasn't really paying attention.
We know.
And the phrase that I used could be used for both teams. So I didn't do myself any favors. So if that was the end of the conversation, or if you had said,
I would have been fine.
And if you had said, no, the Red Wings have been pretty good, I was like, yeah. I would have internally go reset, but you didn't.
No.
And so I kept going.
You went
and
you said something about length, and I was like, then I jumped. I was like, length? What is he? What? Really refer to that in hockey very much. And then he goes, in this Cade Cunningham.
That was it. Final nail in the coffin.
Yeah. So I got
people reached out to me about that. They're worried about you, Leroy.
Don't be worried. I got
get back on that Kozar coffee.
I got a lot of stuff going on where I got to be paying attention. Y'all know what the hell happened to me. So my head is always on the swivel for activity.
Of course. Has to be.
The old mix-up sports.
Speaking of the Panthers, though, the thing we'll look out for today, I don't know if practice reports are out from anything yet. Let me see. Let's see our boy if Jameson Olive has anything. But the thing we're waiting on is Barkov status. We don't know where Barky's at with his injury. He, of course, missed the last game. So that's the big thing we're going to be watching out for this weekend.
Do they sit him because, back-to-backs, or they want to give him extra days or stuff like that?
I think that's probably, I imagine he got hurt the night before, but he was a late scratch. Like it was not something that anybody was tipped off to, I believe.
The old morning skate.
Yeah, the old morning skate. Not punitive though.
So one of the hardest things for me to wrap my brain around, because I played football, is the morning shoot around and the morning skate. Right? I'm like, I couldn't imagine before a game having to have a walkthrough or something like that. Right? Now the two sports are different in that you have to do a lot of stuff on the fly because you play so many games. So I get that. But I mean, we had practice one time in preseason the day before a game. And everybody was in a crappy mood because, well, we're playing football the day before we have a game in training camp. And you know what Belichick's response was?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Tomorrow's like a day off. You're only going to play 10, 15 plays.
Sounds about right.
Right. So
and now he's playing uppies with a college sophomore.
So strange.
But so I think that it just catches me off guard because I knew how I felt practicing pretty hard the day before a game.
Wild, dude. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. I imagine by the time we get to Cat Talk in the 12 o'clock hour, we'll have an update on if Barkov is going to be a go for tomorrow. And Cat's trying to get things right. Although I do appreciate Hunter saying that Brady Kachuk's been missing some time too, so he may also be dealing with something as well.
So when they get into town, him and his brother can go eat lunch because neither one of them are playing.
That's right. Take a break. Hour Tua is next.
Can go to hell. To a tongue of Iowa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Hour Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory, like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Today is Colorado Pro Day. Shedeur Sanders going to have a lot of people on hand today to see him in action and see what he can do. You excited about that one, Frog Boy?
Yes, you are on vacation for Cam Ward's Pro Day. Did you catch any of that?
I saw some of it on Twitter. I thought I saw that the big thing was everybody was making a big deal because X ran a really slow 40, to which that
was unfortunate.
Which he said was a tweaked hammy, which I believe him.
Yeah, I believe him too. And honestly,
you think that guy runs a 4.9?
And look at the talent.
As a wide receiver.
Just look at the tape. If you look at the tape, that's all you need to see.
Look at the tape, dude.
Again, if we get caught up in intangible in all the tangible test and overlook the fact of the film and what the film says, Emmitt Smith wasn't the fastest guy in the world. Neither was Jerry Rice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why we get so caught up in some of these things.
Oh, I heard today. I was listening to Florio on with Joe and Omar today, and he's like, Sims said that didn't play very good against Penn State. I'm like, good. That would make me want to draft him more, because Chris Sims said that he wasn't impressed with his Penn State game.
How about that offensive line who never faced anybody like Penn State?
Ridiculous.
And that's the thing that people don't really understand. That, sometimes when a running back has 80 yards against a dominant defense, if he wasn't that running back, you'd have 20 yards. And you can't, you have to look at things like that. You have to watch the game and say, there's nothing there, and this guy got 8 yards. And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be evaluating talent. And so it bothers me that when we talk about these players, we just go look at the stat line and then go, every time he's played against a ranked team, he didn't have those gaudy numbers. Neither did his offensive line. Right? And so you want to single out his stats and just disregard the team he's playing on.
I mean, he looks like a physical freak. And I think
you know who they don't do that with?
Who?
Quarterbacks, which is amazing because they will explain to you, well, he didn't have a good offensive line, but he still has all the tools. And they will draft a quarterback high, even though he wasn't. Exhibit A, Josh Allen.
Well, isn't that going on with Shedeur? Shedeur had a terrible offensive line this year.
Terrible.
And they're like, well, half of his throws were checkdowns. Because he probably had no time.
And they go, oh, there were times where he was looking at the offensive line. He wasn't even looking downfield. But, okay. Who's the quarterback?
Chris Sims?
No, on ESPN.
Orlovsky? Hasselbeck?
You were looking at your offensive line and you ran out of the back of the end zone. You better not discredit somebody for looking at you had no idea where you were on the football field because of the rush.
They said Dayball isn't going to his pro day.
No, they changed it.
He is going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw this morning that he wasn't going.
No, and then during Get Up, they said he is going.
All right.
What drills do you think Travis Hunter's going to participate in?
The I don't have to do any drills drill?
Yep. Dude, when Deion went to the combine, he took a limo.
Yeah.
Got out of the limo, ran a 40, went and got back in the limo and left.
What happened to limos? No one uses that anymore, huh?
Yeah, they're all like Escalades, right? Like nobody takes a stretch limo.
And like maybe a prom, but can't even think of that. Like a normal stretch limousine.
You ever been in a limo?
No, it was an Escalade. Yeah,
it was an Escalade. I was in a limo. I was in an old school limo for my wedding.
Old school? Whoa, for your wedding?
Yeah. Because we had to go from the church to Lighthouse Point. We did it up, so we got a limo.
Oh, that's nice. Was it just you two, or did you have like the?
No, we actually, to my knowledge, I think we had 2 limos because we did a bridal party limo and we did a groom's limo.
Whoa!
Because my wife did her makeup at her mom's house and like got driven down, all the way from Royal Palm to Deerfield.
Look at
Smeethan.
You're married at a Waffle House. Do you take this lovely wedded wife with this waffle? I do.
Andrew eating the waffle. That's great.
I said Tobin's limo was decorated like the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard.
It had longhorns on the rim, on the front.
During Cam Ward's pro day, he looked at the Titans and was like, I'm going to solidify it today. You think Shedeur does anything cool like that? Does he look at the Giants like, oh, no finger guns. Can't do that. Sorry.
Can't do it. Don't do that. What about the kids?
No, because the only thing I think Shedeur can do right now is solidify himself as the second quarterback. I don't think he can really do anything to affect what people think about Cam Ward, because just hearing the talks about it, nobody's waffled one bit.
I think the thing that it is with Shedeur that probably is it's something probably he didn't by perception have the opportunity to do. I don't know it to be the case, but just because of your father being who he is and being the leader of the program, it's different than maybe Cam, who definitely feels like he just captivated a program and led all of it. I'm not saying that Shedeur didn't, but it does feel like you have the guardrails of your dad being the head coach there.
Right.
And with Cam, I think everybody's gonna be like, oh, this guy is like, woof, he makes us believe, and look what he did to the Canes.
But another thing that probably helps in this discussion about these 2 quarterbacks is look at where Cam started and look at where Shedeur started, right? I'm not saying neither one of them weren't talented, but when you're a quarterback that comes from a JUCO, no stars, and you work your way to the first pick, that has to be appealing to a organization just simply on the path that got you there, right? Whereas Shedeur, nobody's taken away from his talent, but he's always been that dude. Wherever he's gone, he's been the guy.
Yep.
And so when you weigh those 2 things, do you want the guy that understands where he's been and what it took to get there and is going to bust his butt to make sure he has success? I'm more inclined to look at Cam and say, this is a story I want to tell everybody else on the team.
And not that it takes anything away, because there were some, like, I think Xavier Restrepo is going to be a good player in the NFL. I think he can do some things, but I don't think he's not going to take a number 3, 4 like Travis Hunter did.
Right, correct.
So like
that's also and it's and I'll give you another parallel to this is, remember when they were trying to figure out who was more responsible for success in Dante Culpepper or Randy Moss.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so they got rid of Randy and Dante struggled. So how much of that plays into it? This isn't a situation where, when you think of Tom Brady, you could plug anybody in the slot. When you think of Josh Allen's had a number 1, hasn't had a number 1, still put up numbers. Right. It's not a situation like that.
The last time in college, you could just say like, "Oh no, it was definitely the wide receiver." Was Mac Jones and Devontae Smith. Like that was the last time where everybody was like, "No."
But okay, so what did you
Mac Jones still went pretty high.
What did you make of LSU? Holy smokes, everybody turned out.
They're a factory, dude.
Is that crazy? But no, remember Burrow was there.
Burrow.
I mean, just think of all of I would say that's probably one of the few times. Was he there with he was there with who is it? Justin Jefferson
and Jamar.
And Jamar Chase. Think about that.
Ridiculous.
Right. And the quarterback and nobody ever said during that whole period of time that, oh, look who he's throwing to. They've always said he is great. That never happens.
But he also had like the thing with Burrow that was interesting is like he had the one superstar year where they win the championship, obviously with Gotaga. Like the year before that, he wasn't like overwhelming. Right. I know he was coming off an injury.
Right.
But
the thing is that Joe Burrow won the starting job at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt. And he left because the guy that replaced him won the Heisman.
Louis says, do you remember Deion punt returns, Leroy? How exciting was that?
Yeah, because Deion was the only punt returner that never really looked like he was trying. And then he got in the open field and started dancing, and a whole bunch of grown men couldn't catch him.
Top toe reader.
I'm telling you, there's two guys that I saw that got in the open field on a punt return, and it was over. People don't realize Randy used to return punts. All 6'4" of him.
Wow.
You know why? Because if he got open, you weren't catching him. And then Eric Metcalf. I saw that dude throw up deuces. I saw him throw up deuces at midfield.
He knows how to start it off.
That was the first time I saw deuces. Not Tyreek Hill. It was Metcalf.
He stole it from Metcalf?
I don't know if he stole it from him, but I saw deuces when Metcalf was returning kicks.
Also read the toes.
I'm telling you, we were playing the Jets, and he got to midfield and did this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're only on the 50. And somebody whispered to me, they ain't catching him.
It's a fair point. God, the punt return is so exciting. Devin Hester.
It is. It's one of the few plays in football that the ball's in the air. It could be catastrophic or unbelievable.
I'll tell you, it was a monster at it. Ted Ginn.
Oh, come on.
But you know
won
what?
Won a game with it.
You can't be mad at Ted Ginn for always being Ted Ginn.
No, wasn't his fault. Drafted
like you drafted him because of his speed and his ability to make plays, but then you want him to play wide receiver.
Yeah.
And you probably shouldn't have made that assumption that you could just line him up out wide and have him run routes, because he played for like 15 years, and everywhere else that he played, they said, Ted Ginn, just go do Ted Ginn stuff.
It does feel though like is it me? Am I Barrios tier? And I love you, Braxton Barrios. No, I don't mean this as a slight, but does it feel like the sure-handedness of a punt returner is now taking over the excitement of a punt returner?
Yes.
Like you put somebody back there not to bleep it up instead of somebody who could actually change the game.
There's
so true.
There's truth to that. There's guys that I played with that were punt returners, and you're like, oh, he's just going to ensure the catch,
right?
And not do anything crazy. And then there's guys you were back for punt return, and I can think of one on every team. I mean, you can talk about, Dante Hall. You can talk about guys from down here. Isn't he going to the Hall of Fame?
Hester's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Josh Cribbs was
another one. Josh Cribbs.
Dude.
You can talk about those guys.
Yeah.
Who's the running back that wore 88 but was a punt returner? He's in Atlanta now, I think. He's a do everything guy. I don't even know what position he really plays.
Oh, you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He is one of those weird, like Debo
Samuel.
Samuel.
Right. But they put him at running back sometimes, and Patterson. There it is.
Patterson.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned Tim Dwight. You know what I remember Tim Dwight for? Tim Dwight was a snowboarder. And the NCAA disqualified him from playing football because he was taking money to train for the Olympics. Whereas what's crazy about that is what people don't understand. If you get drafted in baseball, you can take the money and go play baseball in the summer. So explain that one.
Most punt return touchdowns in NFL history. Hester 14, Eric Metcalf 10.
Oh. And only one of them's in the Hall of Fame. But here's the kicker. And here's the kicker, and here's why Eric Metcalf should be in the Hall of Fame. There's not very many people who have 20,000 total yards in NFL. Think about that. Okay? So it's hard because he did so much that we're trying to put him into a position, a running back, a return guy. He had the record until Devin Hester.
Brian Mitchell 9. Jack Christensen in 1951-58 had 8. Desmond Howard also had 8.
Oh, sorry. That was Jeremy Bloom. It wasn't Tim.
Oh.
I mixed up my intangibles. I did.
Jeremy
Bloom, didn't Tim they both play for did Tim Dwight play for Colorado also? Or was it that's where
Nope, he was in Iowa.
Okay, there it is. Well, another intangible school.
So it seems like you may be guilty of
mixing up intangibles.
That's right.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. Had a similar situation.
You know who was a punt returner in college? Linebacker for Chicago, Hall of Famer. Safety. Urlacher. He was a safety and a punt returner in college.
Really?
Yep. Go look it up.
I believe you.
Did you say Darren Sproles was on that list, Tobin?
Darren Sproles had 7 in his career.
What about Deshaun Jackson? Is he on that list?
Of punt returns?
Okay.
What about overall returns?
Overall, so you want me to do kickoff and punt returns?
Yeah, because that means Hester would have even more.
I got to look that up together. I'll find that out during the break. Take a break. Back after this.
Mixed it up with the Grizzlies.
going down. History, baby. New 3.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultation 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
All right. Partly to mostly cloudy. Winds are mostly out of the. Hold on. Looking for movement here. Looks like it's out of the east-southeast again. More south this time. 10 to 15 miles an hour. Looks like there's some gusts that may pull it up to 20. And I would say right now it's about 82 degrees.
How do you do, Froggy?
He did excellent. It is currently 82 degrees. Winds out of the east-southeast at 18 miles per hour. It is mostly cloudy. It will eventually advance to partly cloudy, but just going to be clouds. No rain, apparently.
All right, so the answer we were looking for, Hester is the leader with all time return.
We got like 17, 18?
19.
19. And what does Metcalf have? I think he has a couple of kickoff returns.
He has 12 overall.
Okay.
Mostly did his damage with the old PR.
Yep.
10-2. But Cordero Patterson, he has the most kickoff return touchdowns of all time. He has 9.
Okay.
So there you go.
I did kickoffs for a minute.
Somebody says R.I.P. Jacoby Jones. He has 9 all time. 5-4, pretty even.
I did it for a hot second.
Kickoff or punt?
Kickoff. I was backup punt returner because I could catch. That's why I know that dude, the dude that they put in to say just catch it, don't do nothing crazy.
Got to be a toe reader.
Got to read the toes.
Be able to catch and not worry about getting hit. Because let me tell you, punt return is the most dangerous job in sports. You know why? Because you only got 2 eyes and they got to be looking in 2 different directions.
Got to be a chameleon. I know most people think that means blending in, but chameleon's eyes can go in 2 different directions.
Really? How do you know some of the just weird things
That's
about
not fair, though. You can't use that. That's not what they're known for. You got to find something.
That's what they do. What do you mean I can't use that?
Maybe like a hammerhead, they got 2 eyes over here. So it's like saying, like, giraffes are known for being tall, but I'm like, yeah, you gotta have stamina like a giraffe. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
An elephant's known for 2 things: being big and never forgetting.
Yes, it just doesn't. You can't do that. You can't say
this isn't fair.
Gotta look both ways like a chameleon. Like, it's just not how it goes, man. Give me something with more eyes.
E. Sims wants to know, is it more dangerous than running back? Running back has the volume it carries. So what's like, have you ever been lit up like on a return, Leroy? Because I know you got blindsided one time.
No, I didn't even get, I got blindsided. I had never really made a tackle and I tried to tackle somebody and woke up in the hospital. I've never really gotten blindsided because part of being a running back is knowing how to manipulate your body so you really don't take too many direct hits. Right? So when you see him coming, you know how to turn a little bit or just kind of avoid the direct hit.
That was your specialty.
And being as big as I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Making myself skinny.
Wish I could do that.
See, hey.
He believes
me. You know what he just did? Here you go, Leroy. Right? Right? Or fish. Right?
Yeah.
Or you foul me and put me on the free throw line for 2 easy points. Like, what are we doing?
Jordan.
We still got time.
Leroy.
Leroy, what is it, like the 20th or the 22nd Easter this year?
Yeah, I still got like three weeks.
Oh, yeah. Listen, a couple more bits in this bag here. It don't get easier in April.
Hey, it has felt like a long Lent. This has been a long 40 days.
It's only 40 days. So here's the deal. I have made a conscious effort not to, and let me tell you something, folks. Yesterday, Leroy in the wild is not good, right? There's just too many things. And let me tell you something. Jennifer does not help.
She doesn't.
Right?
She doesn't. And I tell you,
and even Steph is messing with me now.
Dude, I tell you, you know what I thought of yesterday, Marcos? When I was at the Heat game, boots on the ground, I thought to myself, this is where we could get Leroy.
Oh, at a Heat game?
Is where
because of the outfits?
The outfits, either the Astrons with too much cheek showing, and they shouldn't be showing cheek, or the broskies wearing the Schmedium Heat jerseys. You know, like I'm like, oh man, this would have broke Leroy's lent.
So me and Jennifer were walking back from, the putting green, and we're walking back and we're just talking, boom, 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 and all of a sudden I just did this. That's not real. She goes, what are you talking about? I don't even see it. I say, my peripherals caught something. Just go ahead on and look. Lady in the red, down about 50 yards out. She goes, what? How? I'm like, hey, head on the swivel.
Head on the swivel, dude. Peripherals.
Yep.
Head on a swivel like a sloth. You see how weird that is when you just say random animals?
Head on a swivel like a owl.
Yeah, like an owl. But an owl is also known for being wise, jackass.
Oh, is it wise? Really?
Why?
Well, he really was dismissive of my chameleon analogy.
Yes, because a chameleon is known for
changing
being a chameleon, not what his eyes does.
Their eyes can go in two different directions, dude.
That's
it's really cool.
That's a side note. Listen, when they come to, they're like Duncan Robinson. When he comes to the party, we want him to make threes.
Yeah.
When a chameleon comes in, we want you to change colors. We don't care where the hell you looking.
Yeah, imagine a chameleon comes to the party. He's like, guys, just so you know, I'm staying green all night. But my eyes, though. Look at my eyes.
Boxed in. I'll take it.
Look at my eyes.
Wait a minute.
You've been
More than my eyes, I will be green all night.
No. That's just an easy explanation that we laughed. But can you please set up the situation where first of all, a chameleon is talking, right? And we invite him to a party.
This is what happens at Marcos's swamp parties.
Say, no. You're here to do your bit. Do your bit.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
I got a friend, dude. He changes colors. It's amazing. Watch. I invited him over. He'll be over soon.
We have so many guys who have chimed in. Dade South. Owls are actually really dumb. Wise owl is a myth. Nick T. Owls actually have the smallest brain amongst birds. Bigger eyes than the smaller brain.
Look at that.
JIP. Put the owl has been proven not to be wise at all.
Wow. Didn't realize the word was
magic. Owls being wise is a myth.
Wow.
E. Sim says ravens and crows are the smartest.
Yeah, well, that's how you can eat the food off the street and then get out of the way when the cars come. Because I would venture to say squirrels, not that smart.
No, I heard they store their little acorns and then lose them. Sounds like something I would do.
Schmieden says Marcos has the chameleon walk in with 2 12-packs under each arm.
Hey! Just so you guys know, I'm going to be green all night. But
Don't ask me. Listen, we know
who's throwing this party? Because Marcos, you started this whole conversation off with the most ridiculous thing, and old Dum just bought it, right? Like he just kept going. Oh, but look what I can do with my eyes. Who's inviting a chameleon? And why does chameleon have 2 12-packs under his arms?
The field mouse is fast, but the owl sees at night.
Look at that.
Where that fits. That's about where this conversation is.
Tell us what fits this weekend on the old golf course, Leroy, for our golf fans out there down here in South Florida.
So it starts today. The cool thing about LIV Golf, which is at Doral this weekend, today through Sunday, is that if you want to see all of your golfers, I'm talking about John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, who else do we see? Taylor Gooch, Dustin Johnson. They say they have 12 major championship winners in the field. If you want to see them, you can go and get your ticket, sit in one spot. They all tee off at the same time, and you're not going to miss anybody. You don't have to be out there all day. You're just watching one round of golf, right? They have DJ sets. They have epic street food, and Scott Punk Legend Sublime is headlining on Saturday night. We saw the stage. It's massive. Grab your tickets at livegolf.com. That's livegolf.com.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a lovely Friday. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. We'll get to some cat talk coming up next hour, but it does not look great today at practice. Barkov not skating. Now, it doesn't mean he's not going to play. We haven't heard from Paul Maurice yet. He could just be getting the day off of rest. It is a practice day, but not skating today this morning in practice. So just to give you guys a little update on the Panthers captain and where things stand. Panthers obviously dealing with a lot right now. And we'll get back into the heat as well. Last night, boots on the ground for Ja Morant's game winner. But first, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend is upon us. Let us tickle Leroy's.
Let's go.
Oh, you fancy, huh? You fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh?
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to tickle Leroy's.
My fancy.
Go around the weekend slate, see what interests Leroy. We'll start off. Leroy, tonight, the Miami Marlins open up a 3-game series against the winless Atlanta Braves. Max Meyer is on the hill against Spencer Schwellenbach. First pitch is set for 7:15. Does the series this weekend tickle your fancy?
No.
What?
Too early in the season, dude.
But what do you mean, dude? This is about the most exciting time there is. Then you get to May, you're like, oh, it's May. And then there's the dog days of summer. April, the first 2 weeks of baseball season are the best.
I'll be watching other stuff.
Very selfish.
No, I'm not.
Selfish, dude.
I'll keep it, you know. When it goes to commercial, I'll check in on the Marlins.
I don't believe you.
No, I do. Why would I make something like that up?
Because Schwellenbacher is pitching today.
Who?
I do like the winless Braves. That makes me happy.
Yes.
They're owed this. A little comeuppance for Atlanta. Now, will it last? I don't know. But for right now, I'm going to enjoy it while we have it. And boys, let's keep it going. You should have beaten them. You should have won the series against the Mets.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Fisher making things happen right now. Max Meyer looked really good. Outside of giving up that tater tot to McCutcheon, who's 100 years old, he looked really good in his first start. Can't believe Andrew McCutcheon's still hitting dingers at this age. He's 40.
You know what it is? Torpedo bat.
Maybe, dude.
You know what? Does it take a lot of that away from that being that this bat has been around for a couple of years?
I'll tell you what actually took it away from me was watching the Brewers staff the first 5 games because everybody was raging about the Yankees. And I'm like, this Brewers staff might just be terrible. We're giving up 12 runs every game.
And then the bowl of meatballs you sent me.
Oh, yeah. Well, Pete Alonso's got a torpedo bat. It's just around his waist.
I don't even know what that means.
Chubby.
Oh.
Anyway.
See, look. See what I mean, Marcos?
Portly.
I don't he's not helping. He's supposed to be my guy. And he's like,
I'm your guy.
Really?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
He's that guy, you know, when you're the athlete is running and the trainer's in the car next to him. Like, you got it. You got this.
No, get in. Drink some water. I got something to do later.
Tonight, Leroy, late night, we got the Denver Nuggets against the Golden State Warriors. Does that game tickle your fancy?
I'll try. Because Golden State beat the Lakers last night and they look good. I'll try, but I doubt it. I'm not going to fool the people and say I'm going to be up till 12 o'clock at night watching West Coast basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been finding myself up late watching a lot of West Coast basketball, to be honest with you. I did not watch late last night. I got home late from the game. it's become for me, I mean, getting home from Heat games, not to do traffic talk, but getting home from Heat games has become, I mean, a hell of a task. Like we're working on something in the wee hours of the morning. So I'm getting home at like 12:30 from these games.
And keep in mind, that's where all the highways close. All the highways close like at 10 o'clock.
And they're not building anything. Still trying to figure out what those arches are for up in the sky. What are we doing here? What? Anyway,
video after that, right?
I don't understand how we can redo literally every highway in Florida, but the Golden Glades still cuts down to one road.
Yep, it's great. You know what? The first thing yesterday was the first time. Who did we talk to? We talked to Arlo about this yesterday, and he was talking about the Freedom Park. It was the first time I had driven by it. I just happened to like drive by where they were making the new soccer stadium. I'm like,
it's weird that he knew that and I had no idea.
It looks like it's going to be cool. That's exciting. Certainly, like no disrespect to Chase Stadium where the Orioles used to have spring training, but it's that's what the hell was that used to be called? What did that place used to be called? Oh, commercial.
No clue. Tell me
what was that stadium? No. I'm talking to Broward.
Oh,
somebody will text it in. What's the what the stadium used to be called? Anyway, Leroy, tomorrow, 2 p.m. The Florida Panthers. No. I meant the stadium before that. Not the pink stadium.
You know what?
Lockhart. Thank you, JP. Thank you. Leroy, tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Your Florida Panthers skate with the Ottawa Senators. Thank you, Schmeathan, for go bleep yourself field. Does the Panthers game tickle your fancy?
I will be listening to it because I'll be on the road.
Where you going? You going on a little trippy trip?
Sarasota.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Golf.
I could leave tonight, but I'm gonna leave tomorrow.
Gonna take the Bright Line? I wouldn't.
Bright Line doesn't go east to west.
Nah, goes to Orlando.
I'm taking my Bright Line.
The Miami Heat, Leroy, back in action tomorrow night against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis last night against the hapless Philadelphia 76ers put up a stat line for all time. Last night, Giannis put up 35 points, 20 assists, and 17 rebounds. First player to have that stat line in NBA history.
I mean,
does Heat Bucks tickle your fancy?
Yes. Here's the problem.
Fancy is tickled.
When I get in, I'm going to eat, and I'm in a bit of a dilemma. The Final Four.
Yep, I was going to get to that. Yep.
No, but I'm just saying, the Final Four, the Heat game, got a lot of sports to navigate through.
I know you do. But will you peruse?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll watch, because here's what I realize about watching the NCAA tournament. You can have either a really exciting game or a dud. And when I mean dud, I mean nobody can score the damn ball. And so if that starts happening, I'm out.
Tomorrow night.
Can't multitask. Saying I can't multitask because I won't watch two things that I want to be all in when I watch stuff.
I'm all in.
All in.
Final Four, Leroy, tomorrow, 6:09 on the dot. Florida, Auburn. Florida is a favorite. Tickle your fancy?
Yes. Because I need, hold on, let me see. I think I need Florida to lose.
Tickled.
I need Florida to lose because all the people that are below me, because I'm number one in the pool right now, all the people that are below me pick Florida. So if Florida loses, I pretty much already win.
So you need, who do you have? Do you have Duke?
I have Duke winning it all.
Then at 8:49, Houston, Duke. Tickle your fancy?
Yes. I'm nervous about this one because Duke plays tremendous defense, and Houston also plays tremendous defense, but they like to run. So it should be an interesting game. I want to see what they do to Cooper Flag.
Ooh. Also tomorrow from Las Vegas, UFC Fight Night. Josh Emmett, Lerone Murphy. Take your fancy?
No.
Josh Emmett.
In 2 weeks, we're going to be down here.
No, not 2 weeks. Next week.
Next week. Oh, that's right. Next week. Next week. Same week as the Masters.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. That's not what they're going to say.
It is. I don't know if I'm allowed to. Am I? Oh, it's the other one we're scared of, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared.
You know,
it is the Masters.
The Masters.
Hello, friends.
You couldn't have two opposite broadcasts there between UFC and the Masters.
Also, I did Jason Jackson thing. I didn't do Bruce Buffer's thing. Jason Jackson is it is time. And Bruce Buffers is it. Well, I'm not going to say because I'm scared of the Buffers. So
absolutely
scared of the Buffers. But they are. But he is a legend. I mean, when Bruce Buffer hits that center of the octagon and the lights hit, and he's just like he's got veins popping out of his neck, and he's just like, oh, I'm telling you, dude.
His brother is so much more like cool about it.
Very. But it's funny because like the brother also is like, you know, he's suave, and Bruce kind of has that mild mannerism to him as well. Didn't Bruce Buffer also say that Jimmy Butler was a jerk at poker?
Yeah, he did. He was.
Somebody said Ja fined $75,000.
What?
So when I think of
loser,
huh?
Sorry, Bruce Buffer called him a sore loser.
When I think of the two guys, I just think how they go about it is totally different, but both get you. You know, Bruce Buffer. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
We were playing Green Bay on Monday Night Football. He did their starting.
He did Vegas, did the Vegas Raiders, and he did the Knights too.
Yeah,
it's a good gig. Do you remember when Michael Buffer did the Marlins and he messed up Christian Yelich's name?
Yeah,
it was great.
What did he say?
He called him
Yell.
Christian Yell.
That's it. Yeah.
Somebody must have ran out of ink.
But like when they typed it out, the itch must have went to the second line.
I've seen that at the Improv where the host will forget someone else's name. Put your hands together for Brendan, and then everyone's like clapping already.
That is Tickle My Fancy. We'll take a break. Yes, we have an update on the Ja Morant. He has been fined by the league. Got an explanation from Shams here. We'll take a break. If you guys missed yesterday, the Heat losing on a heartbreaking buzzer beater. We'll hear from some of the parties afterwards. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Happy Friday to everybody. Let's get to our headlines here, brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Miami Heat, they lose last night. Their 6-game win streak snapped. 110-108. Ja Morant beats them at the buzzer. Cheated on his game winner against Kalel Ware. Cheated. As Kalel put last night, a lucky shot. Let's hear from Erik Spoelstra after the game. This is what Spo had to say on the end of game and what happened and his view of things. And, Spo always waxing poetic on stuff like that.
I mean, there's part of it that's okay. I mean, these are really important, teaching points. We're at our best when we're active, not just leaving a guy on an island. We feel fully comfortable with Kalel, guarding, a lot of different kinds of players, especially in an ISO situation, but not on an island. That's probably the biggest takeaway. We had opportunities probably late, to really, bring a second guy, there. Just didn't do it, and we have, but. Look, this was a great basketball game. We're not happy, with the way it went down the stretch. But we're becoming a very tough team. This 3 weeks ago would have been on a second night of a back-to-back, probably a double-digit, game once they made their push. They made a push, 2 or 3 pushes there in the fourth quarter. And we're not going anywhere. Our execution's getting better. This was really a game about relief, and I think they won relief probably in that fourth quarter. A couple of those offensive rebounds, putbacks, and then, a couple, easy ones in transition. The kick out was basically a transition one, but the execution stuff, I think we did a pretty good job. We're definitely making progress there.
All right, there you go. Spo yesterday after the, and I agree with him. I think that was a game you could have definitely fallen apart in the way that the third quarter was going. Instead, it was a great back and forth, a ton of lead changes, ties. It was a great game. I mean, the only disappointing thing about it is honestly just that the Memphis Grizzlies as a team have been struggling, but they're a talented team. I mean, it's not like you look upon there and you see Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, Ja Morant. You're like, oof, those guys are bums.
Yeah, it didn't. The thing is that they're a really good team. They have a lot of talent. I didn't know Jaren Jackson shot threes like that.
Lucky.
And I would say I agree with Spo, but if the coach was thinking it, why wasn't that relayed to the players? You know what I mean?
You can. I think it probably was. You can only do so.
No, I know. I know because that's the only thing that
trust me.
Kalel did a hell of a job. Kalel did a hell of a job on it, but you don't want him shooting the shot.
No, you definitely don't. But also, they may try and I agree with you. You probably in that situation, the way that he was going, you throw 2-3 guys at him, be like, just sell out and be like, Bane, you've been building a brick house. You try and go beat us, or Pippen. But I think you got into that situation. They have a big man on him. He had been doing. We saw this yesterday with Tatum. He was doing a really good job with having guys out there isolated. He's not lethargic as a big guy, despite Ja Morant referring to him as a pigeon. He looks like he can move. He's not Bam. Nobody is, but he's not. It's not like he got a big stiff out there. Ja made a great shot. Perhaps lucky, perhaps cheated, but tip of the cap. Here was Bam after the game.
Today, but we got to get activated. We preach that never leave a guy on the island. especially when it's 4 seconds left. That's when, it's time to make a play. But Ja made a tough play tonight.
First time playing the Miami Heat since October of 2021. Somebody asked, is he bigger or smaller in person?
Smaller.
I would say he's about what you expect.
He's tiny.
He's tiny. He's not very big, but he I tell you who's big. I was boots on the ground yesterday. And I don't know if I mentioned that, but I was boots on the ground yesterday. And I was out there for Ja Morant, doing his warm-ups, his whole action. And very awkward. Usually, so I'm on basically the floor seats right now, Leroy. I'm just sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, the visiting team will do their scouting reports with their players, like whoever they warm up with, they'll do their scouting with.
Mm-hmm.
They'll typically do it on the bench, like the bench that's across from us. That's the bench. For whatever reason, there was a lot of people there last night, so the Grizzlies started sitting on the floor seats on the other side, and so this giant behemoth, Zach Edey, just sits next to me, and he's like,
"Anybody
want a peanut?" But I was like, holy crap, this guy is gigantic.
Wow. I forgot he played for them. I forgot. But I don't know, man. Immature. Got lucky. I don't think I want him as a Heat player anymore. I think Leroy was right. Andrew Wiggins is better.
Well, come on. He was good yesterday. You can't deny. Like, you watch that guy and you're like, oh my God.
And what do you have? 3 points.
Can I say it this way?
Yep.
That I think Wiggins fits better.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's just say hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
What's the thing that worries you the most about him? Okay.
About Ja?
Let me just, is it?
Oh, I got a list.
Is it fit? Is it maturity? Or
Fit,
is it
maturity,
durability?
spot selection, his efficiency, and space. The guys that they have on the team now, everybody on the floor can shoot a 3. So that enables Spo to do a lot of different actions, to put a lot of different players, move a lot of different players around.
But he's an elite. He's elite at getting to the rim. Like, he's
absolutely
elite at getting to the rim, getting the free throw line. Like,
we had that
monster.
guy.
We did.
But he also played defense. So now you're going to get that guy with no defense?
Maybe Tyler, like, he's done so good defensively.
You're not answering my question.
He becomes like,
you asked me he asked me for reasons why,
Tyler
and I gave him 5. He just keeps it moving.
Tyler becomes Kirk Heinrich in the offseason as well. Like, he just adds that defensive element to his game.
I want Tyler.
Ja Morant, this is from NBA. The Memphis Grizzlies guard Ja Morant has been fined $75,000 for twice making an inappropriate gesture on the playing court. It was announced today by Joe Dumars, Executive Vice President and Head of Basketball Operations. Morant previously was warned by the league that this gesture could be interpreted in a negative light. The gestures were made by Morant during the Grizzlies' 110-108 victory over the Miami Heat. I feel like Ja Morant is going to pull a Mr. Baseball. Remember Mr. Baseball, Tom Selleck?
And do what?
Tom Selleck got fined. He was a baseball star, and he got sent to Japan, and he was very salty about it because he thought that he was still a major leaguer. So he got sent to Japan, and Japan has a very humble nature and culture of their baseball.
What?
They do.
Their fans act a fool.
You're thinking of Koreans.
Okay.
And Japan, their players, if it hit somebody, the pitcher bows. Well, Tom Selleck, he would disgrace, and he would break his equipment and freak out after strikeouts. And so the manager fined him. I believe it was like whatever it was, $100. And at the time, the interpreter comes up to Tom Selleck, and he's like, "Hey, you're being fined $100 for disrespecting your equipment." And Tom Selleck reaches into his wallet, gives him $200. He goes, "What's this for?" He goes, "That's for the next time."
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Hey, all I'm saying is is you're basically explaining to me Jimmy Butler without the defense. That's what his game is.
But younger. Young.
Still Jimmy Butler without the defense.
More offensively gifted as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
They play the same type of game.
Nah, dude, come on. Ja Morant is
one looks a little more exciting.
Ja Morant is an elite scorer. Like he's averaged 27 points in the league. Like he's a great scorer.
It's volume.
But he takes shots at the rim. Like he's great at that. He's not a good shooter. Neither was D Wade.
Yeah, but they surrounded him with shooters.
He's gonna have Tyler Herro in his backcourt, dude.
Dude, I would rather Tyler Herro be that guy.
He can be that guy.
I trust the float mingo more than I trust Ja doing the right thing on the court.
Why not both?
No, because here's where the adult in the room is gonna squash you. Okay? First of all, stop falling for flashy things. You're not a barracuda. Okay? You're a human. So that means you got to look at the big picture and you got to look at everything that a player brings. Okay? Here's what he brings. He brings scoring, he brings free throw shooting, he brings finger guns, and he brings no defense.
But dunks.
It doesn't.
Oh, dunks.
Dude. Harold Miner was a dunker.
Dude, you're calling him Harold Miner. Come on.
No,
Leroy.
I'm just saying.
Come on. Now, immature.
Timbo said, I thought Leroy wanted somebody who could drop 30 a night. Yes, but the way in which Ja has to get his 30 will stop everybody else from scoring.
I don't think that's true. Like, I don't know what you're imagining Ja Morant being. Like, we can say a lot of things about his maturity. The way that he scores the basketball, the thing that I would worry about with him is, oh my God, he's tiny.
And oh my God, he plays zero defense.
No, it's not that. What I would look again. How many?
We're talking about the Heat,
Leroy. How many elite scoring guards in this league are stoppers?
Right, but
like zero.
So you're gonna put two of them in there?
Let's just say theoretically,
you're gonna put two of them in there.
Theoretically, if I had Bam and Kalel, okay, and give me an elite. If let's just say we keep Wiggins in the trade, those are three guys out there. Elite defenders behind these guys. Figure it out, baby. And maybe you stagger.
Know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say? Here's what I think it's gonna be. Crisscross applesauce. Pick, got him. And then Ja's gonna be hanging on the back of a 6'7" point guard. Okay. Okay. Wait. Let me ask you a question.
There's no perfect fit for you, though.
How does Ja work with if they play Boston?
How does Ja work? Well, they're going to lose Drew Holiday this year, so that's tough.
So
it's going to be Pritchard. It's going to be Pritchard and Derek White.
Okay.
And good luck stopping them. You got
one.
Yeah,
Tatum,
maybe.
Porzingis
isn't going to be there next year.
Okay.
It's going to be Cornette.
Okay. And so my question to you is, how's that going to play out? You think?
Who's the guy? Okay, let me ask you this. So what's the fit for you? Because obviously the Heat need to make an upgrade. All respect to Andrew Wiggins. Like, you're not going into next year and you're going to have some assets to trade and you want to make an upgrade. So, like, give me the guy that you have, because you always say, okay, the solution. You're mocking my solution because you think Ja Morant's too flawed, too immature, too small, not going to last. Fine. And the only thing that really would concern me about Ja, to be honest with you, all this immaturity nonsense, is that he's a high flyer. And that doesn't age very well. That, to me, is the biggest concern.
Okay, but so why are you giving me a hard time about this?
Well, you didn't bring that one up.
Oh, so wait. You had a reason why you wouldn't want him. And
it's not enough of, well, it's not enough of a reason for me not to want him. I'm just saying that to me.
Marcos, once this man says, I want him, it's going to be a cold day in hell to get him off of that boat. It just is. It's always been.
Okay, but who's the guy? Like, so like
who's
you want
going to be available? Give me my options.
Trey, Ja, Kevin Durant, Zion. I mean, those are the 4 that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Maybe Giannis, but obviously that's a pipe dream.
Of the 4, I'll list those 4 in order.
Okay.
KD, Zion, Ja, Trey.
I don't hate your list.
The last 3, questionable.
I mean,
I can count on KD for 12 minutes. That's the problem I have with that.
He's old.
Yeah, that's what 12 minutes means.
He's old.
So, Zion, listen.
What if we took KD out of it?
He is one beignet coming into the door like George Nie.
What if I took KD out of it? If it had to be those 3. Because Trey Young's no defensive stalwart either.
I would go with Zion.
Okay.
And that's only because the options you
I was
gave
shocked
me.
by that.
The only options you gave me. Well, I'm just because I'm trying to figure out how this fits with the Heat. So I would take Zion.
You may hate Ja Morant.
No, I don't.
Because he's clearly the best fit.
No, he's not.
He averages 7 assists and 20-something points.
There we go, stat reader. Good for you. You can read.
What?
Okay. But you have to look at how he plays. How does that fit?
How will I know?
With the Heat.
How will I know how anyone fits with the Heat until I
But he plays. But the thing is, he plays the high scoring guard already in Desmond Bane, and I would say that Tyler Herro and him. Now Bane's, I guess, a better defender. He's not a great defender. He's a better defender. But man, he's a Hulk. I'll tell you that one. I mean, he's a moose. Also,
I would say of all those guys, whines a lot. Zion is a better fit. Just based on now, I'm not saying that Zion is a better NBA player because all of these guys, besides Trey, miss a lot of games.
Yeah, I don't. So you say he's a better fit, but I don't even know how he fits into the lineup unless you do something weird. Where do we fit?
You go Zion. Here's you go. You go Tyler. Whoever you want to start at point guard. Whether it's I really like Davion, but I think he runs that second unit. Then I would go Zion, Kalel, Bam. Now
Zion the 3?
Huh?
Zion at 3?
Now I will say this. That will have to be decided simply because that means you don't really have a whole bunch of 3-point shooting.
Yeah, you need somebody who can shoot better than that.
So between you can go Bam, it would be Bam, you would go Zion, and then maybe a Dunks or somebody like that can shoot.
That might have worse defense though than the Ja Tyler Herro lineup, because at least in the Tyler Herro lineup with Ja, you would have a Wiggins. Theoretically. Theoretically, of course.
I mean,
of course, unless Pelle Larson becomes Thunder Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I just think that there's things that worry me about all of them, right? I can't have a point guard that has to play the whole game with an ass in his face. Sorry. Sorry.
That's Trey Young.
Yeah, you're going to get backed down by everybody.
But there is no perfect option. I think.
Tell you what, though, he's a
because there's not that what's available. Like you can say, I'm gonna make it fit, or we're gonna try to make it fit, but you're making a big investment on any of these guys. So if I'm gonna make that big investment, as much as I said no, I'll pass. Right? If that's my 4 options, I'd go KD first, because then if it doesn't work out, you still have some flexibility. With all the other guys, you're stuck.
Cody says Ja was cooking Herro. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Cody, at least Herro had the balls to stand in front of him. Ja Morant was hiding on Pella. Lucky shot. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get to a little cat talk here with you. Brought to us by our friends at Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the #1 Kia deal in all of Florida. Get the star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. Panthers will be back at it tomorrow, taking on the Ottawa Senators. But I have an update on him, Marcos.
What do you got?
Jameson Olive, Panthers.com. Aleksander Barkov with an upper body injury is day-to-day, but out for the weekend. So no Barkey this weekend.
The whole weekend.
No Barkey this weekend.
Right,
no Barkey this weekend. 2 o'clock is your puck drop tomorrow against the Senators, but no Aleksander Barkov.
Better not be at elbow room this weekend.
Dude, that has nothing to do with anything.
I know how you Panthers do. I'll be watching.
Oh, man. All right.
That's unfortunate, but it's okay. We're going to get healthy at the right time.
Looks like they moved. They're mixing the lines a little bit, according to Jameson, with the lines. Boquist, Sam Bennett, and Rhino top line with Lusterinen, Anton Lundell, and Marchand. Hey, Marchand, welcome to the Fin line, dude. Welcome to the Fin line, dude. Verhaeghe, Rodriguez, and Samoskevich. And then Greer, Nosek, and Gadjevich, the ass kicker line. Sergei Bobrovsky in net tomorrow, which means Vanacek will go against Detroit. So that is your look at the Cats this weekend. Barkov, that's the big news. Barkov is out for the weekend, Leroy.
All right.
So we got Barkov out. We got Kulikov out. Sturm's out. Kachuk's out. And Ekblad, who's a good boy, is suspended. I saw Koepka yesterday, by the way.
Huh?
I saw Koepka sitting on he was sitting a couple seats down from Larsa Pippen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, watch out, Koepka. Careful.
Mama Pippen was watching little Scotty Pippen.
He is way too old.
Who?
Brooks Koepka.
For Larsa Pippen?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, what are y'all doing? Brooks Koepka got a little bit of Brooks Koepka got a little bit of gray. You know that ain't gonna fly.
Well, speaking of Brooks Koepka, Leroy, where can people find him this weekend, huh?
Live.
Live.
So it's really cool. We went out there yesterday. It's if you've been to Trump Doral and you go back to see Live, it looks like a different place. The buildings, the stages, the DJ sets, the street food, everything is just amazing there with how they basically just built a small city around golf. So that's one of the things that's amazing. Also, you don't have to worry about moving around. You can sit your tail in one spot, have some drinks, some food, and watch all the golfers from one spot. You don't have to come in the morning or the evening. They all tee off at the same time. So here's what you need to know. If you want to watch some quality golf, you want to watch major championship winners, you want to watch guys like John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Sergio Garcia, DJ Johnson. DJ. We've seen so many guys. And our guy, Gooch. Say hi to Gooch if you see him out there for us. Like, they have huge DJ sets. It's music going on all the time. They have epic street food. You know how we like our street food down here. Ska Punk legend Sublime is headlining concert on Saturday night. All you got to do is grab your tickets at livegolf.com. That's livegolf.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
How's Halo going?
I'm more of a Call of Duty kind of person, so.
Oh, okay. I understand. It's too futuristic, Halo, you know?
Yeah.
Too much nonsense. You get right down to the nitty-gritty of war.
Yeah.
Wow. I can picture J-Fig pulling a Leroy Jenkins.
Just going in. Let's do this.
Damn
it, Leroy.
Baby. No, Leroy. Damn it. Let's mix it on up, dude, huh?
Let's do it.
What do you got for us today, Froggy?
Yesterday, a tough loss indeed. But if you are going to look at any positives, it is definitely one of those games where you look at and you say, if every loss was like this, I would be okay. With that being said, we were able to hear from a few of the Heat players yesterday, try to maintain that same positive outlook, including a bright performance by Boy Wonder himself. And I know he got called a pigeon, but Kel'el Ware definitely had an impact on the game. This is the pigeon, the 7-foot pigeon himself, talking about the growth he has experienced and the team has experienced during these past couple months.
I mean, obviously, we were on a 10-game losing streak at first, and, with us, being on that 6th game that we was just on, we should have got that one. But, I mean, it's growth there, and all we got to do is continue to keep that up, so we'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, you think about days ago them losing the same way to Cade Cunningham, but that was for a 9th straight loss. And now you do it, and it's after a 6th game where you have at least the blueprint. You know that, all right, we can find our way out of this. I mean, I'm sure the Bucks coming into town will help. That's always going to juice you up, especially Giannis coming into the building. You are locked into the play-in now, so, I mean, it's going to be interesting how these next few days play out because you do have some guys who are banged up. So, where will that all – I will say the one good thing that was – notable yesterday, Spo did mention not having Andrew Wiggins, which makes me feel like Andrew Wiggins is coming back, because I was like, I don't know what's up. He gave me that no timeline thing. Like, what the hell does that mean? All of a sudden you're in witness protection.
Timeline. Everything else is on the timeline. Your season's about to end, damn it.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, anytime he does that, I'm like, you might as well put the guy in witness protection as a Heat player. But when he mentioned that, I was like, he wouldn't mention him not being there unless he was going to be there. So I don't know. I felt like that was a tell by Spo, but I agree with Kel'el. Lots of growth.
I would just like for one stretch, and I haven't seen it in years. Everybody who is an active participant plays.
It would be nice. What else you got, Marcos?
Talked about Tyler Herro, who has been stepping up in his first All-Star season, but not too long ago, he was just a rookie who we were happy to see contribute. Fast forward to today, or last night, I should say, and he is now talking about the rookies on his team and what they bring the Heat.
Yeah, obviously, Pella. I mean, we've seen Kel'el all year, since he's been in the rotation, how dynamic he is on both sides of the ball. And he brings a great value to our team. And obviously Pella, he does all the little things, cutting, playing hard, rebounding, boxing out, doing everything that we need. He's an energy guy. And as rookies, you don't always see rookies that are able to come in and contribute. So it's good.
Well, listen, it is good. I love the way Pella's playing. And Davion Mitchell. I think that they've gotten a lot of great stuff from those guys. Slow-mo didn't light it up like he did the day before. That's okay, because he was huge the night before. He's slow-mo. I'm not, he's not Kevin Durant. I'm not expecting that every night from slow-mo.
Yeah. Really?
What?
Kevin Durant's name should not be mentioned with slow-mo.
That's my point, dude. That is exactly my point.
I mean, you shouldn't have
literally
to
just agreed with me.
That's like me saying Tobin. He's no George Clooney, but that's my guy. Like,
yeah, that is exactly what the point is. Again, you're agreeing with me.
We
kind of favor George Clooney a
We
little
are
bit.
literally not. We are quibbling over an agreement.
This is a strange quibble.
I just think like different levels of this.
That literally is the point. That was the point of the point.
Okay.
Tommy Hutton would be very disappointed in you right now.
Why?
Because you're quibbling over an agreement.
Stop quibbling.
I mean, you mentioned those two together, and slow-mo feels like he came up. Look at the I'm in the same conversations with some of the greats.
Can somebody call can a referee come over here and call Leroy for a double quibble?
This is the Inception level of quibble. This is a quibble within a quibble.
What else you got, Marcos?
I have from his podcast, The Edge, Leroy's second favorite football player, Micah Parsons.
Oh, he's not fond of Micah Parsons.
He does not like him.
I wouldn't say he hates him like Aaron Rodgers, but he's not fond of Micah Parsons.
Now
he's a. Can you be a great defensive player on one of the worst defenses in the league?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
You don't think you can? I mean, it's a team game.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's certain guys that play his position that change the game. Is he really changing the game when their team is still giving up monster numbers?
No, I don't think he's changing the game, but he's pretty good.
Okay, I'm not saying he's not good.
Yeah. No, but you just hate him.
No, I don't hate him.
Schmeathan says Trey Hendrickson boxed in. He's right.
What do you mean?
Trey Hendrickson led the league in sacks. They sucked on defense.
Right.
Well, no, just all right. He just gave you asked to name one, he named one.
I mean, their team also made the playoffs and went to the Super Bowl.
Are we doing current events? Or are we doing the past?
Dude, I will fight you. What the hell's wrong with you? Right? Now, son, because I can mention one name and we almost got in a fist fight over it, and that's Jimmy Butler. He got us to a finals. I said, what if I use that same phrase for you?
Depends what the argument is. If you're being a grown up, we can talk about it.
Oh, my goodness. The argument is Jimmy Butler.
No, it wasn't the argument. The argument was, can you be an impactful defensive player on a bad defense?
Max Crosby?
Good. They couldn't score.
I'm going to look what their defense was.
Hey, he's going for blood. The reason I brought this up, Travis Hunter today, Colorado has their pro day. Travis Hunter known for playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Mike Larson says he was supposed to be the first Travis Hunter and play both sides of the ball, but Penn State lied to him.
Supposed to be Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter. You know what, son? No, I average more yards per carry than you.
Talking to
you got
Derek.
to Penn State, did they offer running back or you went straight to? They lied to me. What happened? They told me I could play offense. For real? Yeah. And when I got there, they was like, you need to learn linebacker first. You need to do this first. And I was just like, all right. So freshman year, locked into low defense. Yeah. Learned it. Sophomore year, broke out. Junior year, COVID happened. I'm going to Coach Franklin's office. I was like, Coach, I'm thinking about heading to the draft. I don't know what to do. He was like, well, you can play offense now. I was supposed to be Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter. I would have been fine though, bro.
Yeah.
Does that happen, Leroy? Do they say, yeah, sure, but then try to stick you with other duties? He hates Michael Parsons, dude. This guy hates Michael Parsons.
Let me choose my words wisely here.
Oh, jeez.
To say you could have been a running back when you end up being a top 5 pick.
Yeah. It was fast though. He is
at the position you played.
This is 40.
Penn State did not do you wrong. Okay? If you had gone undrafted and then you get into the league and end up playing running back, whole different conversation. They played you at one position, you went top 5. They didn't do wrong by you.
Raiders, by the way, 27th in points per game last year.
They don't be wrong. Look at that. Not a good defense.
Some of that is Miles Jack. I remember him. He played running back and linebacker at UCLA. I remember him.
Michael Parsons
was the 12th overall pick.
He was 246 pounds at the combine or at his pro day and ran a 4.39.
Yeah.
Only 5 players weighing 240 pounds or more have run faster than a 4.41.
We're aware he was a freak.
I mean, could have been running back. Could have been running back.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Why not?
Why? Based on what?
He's big and fast.
He's not playing running back.
That doesn't make a running back.
But he's also like the thing with Travis Hunter, like you're not playing running back and pass rush.
You're
right?
playing
like,
DB and
DB
wide receiver.
and receiver. Like it's so much different.
He's basically just running a bunch of sprints. But here's the deal. You say, 4'3", 240, he'd be a good running back. No. Like you do realize some of the best running backs in the league did not run 4.3s or 4.4s.
No, that's the NFL. You need patience, vision. College, you can just be bigger and faster. Just run. I should know. Let's get to Trey Hendrickson, who we were just discussing now.
Tangibles!
This is him on his contract still being up in the air.
So yesterday was April Fool's, so I was traded to all 31 teams and had like 100 different contracts. So the one thing I was hoping that was an April Fool's joke was that article, but called my agent, found out it was not. And that was a little disappointing because communication has been poor over the last couple months, but we're on the D-end National Football League street. The market value for that is going up like it did for wide receiver last year. And where I fit in that road is all up to discretion and things like that. So we're willing to talk about those things, but with the market continuing to go up, I'm not going to apologize for that because I've been basically asking for the same thing every year to be solidified as a Cincinnati Bengal for life.
He's giving the old Tua. The market is the market.
Which is true. Like, listen, I'm a firm believer that if you wait to pay your guy and then the value goes up, that's shame on you. That ain't shame on the player for asking for more. The value changed. But then they're going to try to come back and say, oh, we'll give you what you wanted. No. Yesterday's price isn't today's price. And these teams need to stop doing this. Jerry Jones is number one in all of this. He always end up having to pay maximum dollars for his players because he won't pay them early.
Whatever you say, Trey. Pass rushing.
Great. Anything else in the mixed bag, Marcos?
Yes, we have one more from another fan favorite on this show, Mr. Draymond Green.
Ugh. All right, what did he say?
Okay. Well, Draymond Green, as we know, is indeed a good defender, but a little bit long in the tooth.
A
little bit. Gray beard. A lot of cases are being made, though, that this is his last chance at potentially securing a Defensive Player of the Year. This is the argument made for Draymond.
I spoke about it earlier in the year on my podcast. I spoke about it last year with Wemby and Chet, because obviously before the injury with Chet, everybody's like, yo, Chet, Wemby.
Real deal.
And they are, right? And give them young guys their credit. What they're doing is amazing. I think this is one of the last best chance I'll have. Like I said, I think I've put together a good case. I got another 6 or 7 games to continue to make that case. But whatever happens, I think I should win it, but I do wish luck to all the guys that are in the running because it's an incredible thing.
I don't think he wishes them luck.
Here's what I would say.
Oh, really?
Draymond hasn't breathed through his nose since 2005. I would say this. If you have to go on a podcast and celebrate yourself for winning an award, you probably aren't worthy of it. Right? If you have to tell people what you've done.
His defensive credentials are very, very good. They've always have been. He's a very good defender, and he has a podcast. What is he going to not talk about it?
I'm not questioning that. But how you go about saying you're a part of that sometimes rubs the old stogies the wrong way.
You can't really, I guess. You can't really win. Like Bam for years wouldn't do any of it. And, he was getting left off of ballots completely. I think Rudy, to be honest with you, I think Rudy Gobert's the guy who really started whining about this depoy the most. But I don't know if he's been the best defender this year. Dyson Daniels has been amazing. Evan Mobley's been amazing. I know Bam's not going to win it because of where the Heat's record is. Anybody on OKC, Lou Dort? I mean, OKC, you could have 4 different players win it for them.
No way, dude. Davion Mitchell. That is my selection off night.
Davion Mitchell's a really great defender, dude. He is tremendous. He's not going to get the love either because he got traded and he's a backup and all that.
You know what he is?
But he is
a menace.
He's a dog, dude. He is real good.
Bruce Ball.
Schmeeth and Schmolik says Tobin is Lou Pork.
That's cool.
Take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Final hour of the show here on a Friday. Let's get the headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Miami Heat, they had their win streak snapped yesterday, 110-108 at the buzzer.
Gut-wrenching.
Oof.
Tobin's fault.
Stop.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Don't be afraid for any of you others to talk on the
I was
floor.
nervous.
While I'm just sitting here, you're all watching me struggle to keep it in this schnoz. You're all just like, you're all frozen like the Heat's defense on Kalel yesterday. Should we help him?
I know what I was thinking.
I was scared.
Wait for it. Wait
bastard.
for it.
I'm glad you made that hockey mistake yesterday.
I know. I know.
That was a good one.
I know.
I mean, people
You
were
need
concerned.
more than a tissue.
Wow.
Do you need a towel?
Yeah, you need a beach towel.
I was using a paper towel.
Okay.
Wider area.
Quicker picker upper.
Ja Morant was also fined $75,000 for having his guns out.
Should have been more.
You wanted him to find more?
Do you think if he switched the weapon up, do you think it's the weapon? For example, what if he came out and he's like, on God, no. Then I think no fine, right?
Well, they didn't find Chichi.
Chichi
Rodriguez.
Oh, okay. I was like,
he did the sword with his putter.
Look at that. And then if he does bow and arrow, I think bow and arrow is probably okay.
Yeah, like when Alex Pajeda is about to walk to the ring and he shoots his opponent with an arrow.
Yeah.
Is that not as dangerous as Ja Morant bringing out his finger guns?
Yeah.
Why do we think, like, I got to be honest with you. I'm serious about this. I'm not doing this. I am not saying this because I want Ja Morant on the Heat, though I would not be opposed to it. So I'm not like laying the groundwork to be Mr. Ja Morant. I just want to be clear here, okay? He called Kalel a pigeon. He can go to hell for all I care, okay? You don't call the warehouse a pigeon, okay? If anything,
pigeons are where they hang out at the warehouse.
The warehouse yesterday was fantastic. You got lucky and you cheated, okay? But separate of that, I understand where people can say, hey, Tobes, can't he just be mature and not do the finger guns based on the fact that he got suspended for guns on Instagram? And I get you. But also, why are we offended by this? Like, who cares?
Hey, have you been paying attention to the world?
But, like, it's only him. Nobody else is getting suspended for this, yeah? Like, I know Buddy Hield got warned, and Buddy Hield probably was doing it to make fun of Ja Morant because he's
But here's the problem. You have to be aware of the circumstances in which you have lived the last couple of years and know why it's ill-advised.
But it's not.
So if Ja had not been suspended for having a gun on Instagram, then maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal now.
But it's not a big deal now. Like, people want to make it a big deal. And honestly, people talk about like the coverage of the NBA and all that stuff. It had nothing to do with nothing yesterday.
How about this one? I'm going to use the Tobin line. Time and place.
TMP?
Yes.
I get it. You just got warned.
With what you've been through, that's not what you want to do.
Was it mature the day you got warned to go double middle finger? Because you might as well have just given Adam Silver double middle fingers. But also, I would be like, really? Like, is this a big deal? Me going like, very, very quiet. I'm hunting pigeons. Like, who cares? So stupid. Got bigger things to worry about. You were harder on Ja Morant than you were on Jimmy Butler for faking injuries and illness. Ja Morant can go and parade and do charades on the court. Jimmy Butler can actively take one-legged threes and tank his own team's performance. You're like, oh well, trade him.
Didn't he do it to his bench this time too? I believe like it wasn't even directed at an opponent.
He was doing it to his bench. Who cares?
I said somebody's trying to hire Jay Fig. Hey, Jay Fig, some days ago, I got either an owl or a pigeon that hangs out in my chimney. Can you handle him for me?
I'll scare him off for you.
She's coming. Watch out. Ooh.
What if somebody was making fun of me using my peripherals yesterday when we were walking back?
I wasn't making fun of you.
No,
I was just like,
no,
wow.
not you. Not you, somebody earlier. I just caught him like from the side. That's what we do. Head on the swivel.
What if he switched it to a mace? Like one of those that's on a chain? No one even know. It'll look like a lasso. Or a shiv.
And
he shoots a 3.
A shiv. A shiv.
Yeah, you know, just it looks like it's homemade for sure. You've been working on this for the past couple months.
What if somebody went with ninja stars?
Wait, somebody said Ron Artest jumped to the stands and punched random people. He just had to change his name to World Peace.
That's it.
He also got suspended for like half the year.
What if Ja told?
Jousting?
What if Ja told him it was a Nerf gun?
Ah, look at that.
Nerf gun, boxed in.
Still gun.
So stupid.
Listen, it is stupid, okay? But not for him based on his history with the whole issue.
If you serve a punishment and you served it already, he got fined. He got suspended 25 games for not illegally owning a gun, having a gun on Instagram. I know there was a whole thing in Indiana where like the players felt threatened or whatever. Okay. But then he got suspended because this kept being a thing. He got suspended. So like this isn't a drug test. He's not like, there's not a protocol for Ja, you can never do anything with guns again.
But the problem is how does that look when you just got suspended for guns and your go-to move is the finger guns?
If you know somebody likes attention, which Ja does, he's very mature. Okay. The way it's like these people aren't parents. Okay. You want to know how to trick your kids because kids are stupid. You want to know how to trick your kids if they think something is I'm gonna be a rebel. You just like you downplay it. All right, when things are really dangerous, okay, you got to pull in. But like if you act like something is a bigger deal than it is, they'll want.
We can do that. Everybody on planet Earth who spends their days trolling the internet looking for reasons to act a fool cannot. So the league probably did something, not because they thought it was a threat, but because of how it looks. The appearance of Ja Morant, who got suspended for flashing guns on Instagram, his go-to move is finger guns. That's why.
But his fingers cannot shoot bullets.
Supposedly. Imagine this. Ja Morant 3. I just like it better. It's just
so like that's a multiple. Like you have a shiv there. That's like a multiple.
Yeah. For sure. You know, and it's like really close quarters. You know, you never know. What if he gets? It could be worse. He's not even aiming at the opponents. What if he shot a 3 and put his opponent in a Kimura? Now we got violence on the court. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I think
like a battle. Can somebody go battle axe?
Oh,
like if somebody did the Chop Robinson, like should Chop Robinson be suspended?
Come on,
that's not chopping wood.
Yeah,
that's a battle axe
for sure. Chopping up quarterbacks. They love quarterbacks.
Yeah,
but like Leroy
even
said,
if he means something else,
history.
we can lie and say he's chopping wood.
What about a lightsaber?
There's no mistaking what Ja was doing.
Ja could just be at the range.
Still got a gun.
They're not illegal.
You know what? I like that one, Marcos.
Right there. Like Ja Morant 3-point.
Was that a lightsaber?
Hey, see, he gets it.
Yeah, but nobody can hear unless he's mic'd up. No one's gonna get it.
For sure. We need Mike Biamonte to run down to the court with his microphone and then potentially.
What if somebody what if somebody did the fishing lure? Like, is that offensive to fish?
Peter's gonna go.
You're gonna scare the fish.
Oh my God. Why do you do this?
That's good.
Why we have a conversation about something
spearfishing
and you go straight Looney Tunes?
Because this is Looney Tunes. He's playing charades, and we're like,
again. there's so many things in sports that we've had conversations about that you have complained about. If you have said the reason why they do it is optics. The last argument we had about this was, why the hell did they sit Tua for 6 weeks? They didn't have to. He wasn't going to be hurt that long. You go, optics, right? That's the same situation. Ja Morant doing finger guns with what he's been through and what the league has fined and suspended him for is not a good look.
But the counter on why it's not a parallel, even if it is optics, is at least Tua's brain is resting. Like there is going to be a benefit, whether it was over benefit or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no doubt that Tua not playing football would be good for his brain for those weeks. Ja Morant pointing finger guns doesn't hurt anybody because again, guys,
the
his
image.
gun.
It
No,
hurts
it doesn't.
his image.
It doesn't. No,
it
doesn't.
does.
It does. It like it hurts the image for people who want to obsess about stupid stuff instead of him hitting a game winner.
Okay, but I can find. Here's the thing: it's sports. I can find a topic, or there'll be a topic that comes up where you're gonna feel irate about it, and I'm gonna think it's no big deal.
I'm irate about him cheating last night, not finger guns. He cheated. Why isn't anybody upset about this? He's a cheat. He forearm shivered and traveled on the game winner, and nobody's talking about it. All anybody talking about is he went pew pew and pew 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 pew. No, he forearm shivered and then referred to my big man as a pigeon, and I didn't know what that meant because I'm very intangibles, and I was too scared to ask anybody in the locker room what it was, and I texted you guys, and nobody answered me except for Marcos with an Urban Dictionary thing, and this is what we're all focused on and should be focused on, rather than him going pew pew pew.
Can I just say that the funny part about this is, and I texted you guys, let's just say, of the four of us, there's probably only one of us that have heard the term before.
You never answered me.
So you threw this up to J-Fig and Marcos. I find to be hilarious.
Well, J-Fig was pretty busy, so I didn't see that till this morning.
No, well, because when J-Fig just hears pigeon, she goes, Target?
Yeah. True.
What if he does telekinesis? Ja Morant for 3.
Dude,
that'd be good.
Like,
can't find that.
What are you, Vegas?
I do like
everything has to be like a show.
I do like the idea of Ja going to ancient weaponry.
That's right. The mace on the chain.
No, looks like he's a rodeoer. Looks like he's a cowboy. Can't do that one.
I think I'm sticking with telekinesis then. He shoots a 3.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy, tell the people what's coming up at LIV this weekend. If you're a golf fan and you want to go have some fun and you want a concert and a carnival mixed in with some of the best golfers in the world, where should they go?
So you can go to Doral, Trump National. You know how big that golf course is. It's this weekend, today through Sunday. You know they're doing it big. We got John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, DJ, Sergio Garcia, Phil Mickelson. Listen, major championship winners, so you're going to see quality golf. They got huge DJ sets all day. There's music out there. I don't know how these guys do it, but every time we go out there, there's abundance of music playing. There's epic street food. Scott Punk legend Sublime headlining tomorrow night on a massive stage, I might add. Grab your tickets at livegolf.com. That's livegolf.com.
All right, let's get to 15 minutes of heat here, brought to us by our friends over at Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the number one Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get the star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. We'll hear more about LIV coming up with our boy Arlo White, voice of LIV here in just a few minutes. But the Heat, they lose last night. Their win streak ends at 6, losing at the buzzer, 110-108 to Ja Morant. But I did think overall, boots on the ground last night, great game. Tyler Herro, this kid's on a heater right now. I mean, just absolutely killing it for the Miami Heat. That third quarter that he had, 19 points alone, just to go back and forth. Him and Ja was a fun battle yesterday.
Yep.
And I like a lot of what the team is bringing to the table. Davion Mitchell and Pella Larson being fused. I feel like it's brought a lot of that energy. Slow-mo, too. A lot of that energy of grittiness and getting after guys and just being a pain-in-the-ass team to play. Man, that's such a Spo staple for his team. And it just felt like this team was becoming so easy to push over. And I like the idea that they're standing their ground now. They're digging in. They're making it ugly on teams. And, I think turning that into easier offense for them. I think it's been a big recipe in all of this. So that's been great to see. And I really think that for Heat fans, watching the way Davion's playing, man, he is fun.
He's all over the place. And you know what else I like? He gets that rebound, he's gone.
Yep.
We ain't walking it up the floor.
Very fast and fun.
Now it did suck that he would go up the court one way, and then Ja would come back the other way and get an easy layup the other way. That did drive me a little bit crazy.
Well, it happens. He's very fast, Ja Morant.
I know.
He's very fast. Bam Adebayo, by the way, yesterday. Did he want to put the work on Jaren Jackson or what? Starting out with the 9-0 run.
I think that the two of them going at it with the way their games have expanded the last couple of years was fun. There were a lot of times where they weren't guarding each other, though, because I think Bam is responsible for more positions than Jaren Jackson.
Do you want to know why they weren't guarding each other anymore after a while?
Why?
Because Jaren Jackson was being a coward.
No. Also, didn't he get in foul trouble?
He always gets in foul trouble.
Oh,
it's like his thing.
Hey, him and I think I want to say,
and he gets ridiculous fouls too. Like
that
really
him
stuff.
And Dunk should go to like a support group. Hi, I'm Jared Jackson. I'm a fouler. Hi, Jared. Right. He said, "Hi, I'm Duncan Robinson, and I'm known for 2 for 2 for 2, 2 threes, 2 minutes, 2 fouls. Hi, Duncan."
By the way, do you remember we asked Bam Adebayo before the year if he would get up 200 3-point attempts, and you thought I was being greedy. You thought I was being a greedy pig. 205 for the season.
How many has he made?
70.
80? 70.
70.
All right. I like it. He'll get better at it.
I think I noticed something yesterday. I'm no basketball savant, but I think I noticed something yesterday. Because his shooting has
Silly Sauce said, "Hi, I'm Duncan, and it's been 30 seconds since my last foul."
That's the point. For
Witcher. Oh my goodness.
I think I may be crazy here. Maybe it's seeing things, right? Boots on the ground.
Right.
But I think Bam Adebayo has gone wider base on the 3-point shot. And it's Bam.
Well, I just think it's one of those situations where if he's planted, he can get his feet like he want them. You know what I mean? Tyler doesn't have that luxury for us to be looking at how he has his feet positioned because a lot of times he's coming around the screen. Same thing with dunks.
Yeah. I know, but those guys have always been good shooters. I think he's done something with his base, and it's working. I was like, something's different here. I was like, boots on the ground, something's different. What?
I'm interested to know now.
It doesn't sound right.
What do you mean?
Come on. I hear all the time. He widened his base.
He widened his base.
I think he widened his base. I think something happened.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
Sometimes it's wrong, Leroy. You gotta smack that hip like that. You ever heard somebody
he added a little Kyle Lowry to his base?
Yes. Yeah, a little bit. I'm just telling you. I think I saw something.
I mean, you know who else does that though? When Davion shoots a three, boy, he gets low and he's wide.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just smacking my hip.
Please stop.
Why did that base?
The greatest pit bull we've had since the pit bull.
No, can I just say this? I would be a little more terrified if Davion Mitchell was guarding me versus actual Pitbull. 5'3", dude. I'm dunking on him.
Dale on Mitchell.
I'm backing him down. He's getting cheeks all up in his face.
Gotta widen that base, Leroy.
I think he widened his base.
Hey, someone with a wide base. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not positive about it because I haven't done.
It sounds ridiculous.
No, I haven't done the film.
I'm telling you, it sounds ridiculous. Because here's
you.
the other thing: some guys have a wider base when they're planted for like catch and shoots.
Yeah.
And so him just standing in the corner and then getting the ball.
But most of his shot, most of the time he is going to be catch and shoot, like he's going to pull up, like he's going to. I mean, and people are still giving him space. Like he's not going to be flying off of screens like Tyler is. You know, like
that's all we need. That'll be the day we all break our TVs if Bam comes around a screen and does a fadeaway through.
Yeah.
We're like, what? We're like,
So this says, Tobin, dive into the film this weekend. Let us know what you find. I think I might.
He's not going to find it. First of all, understand this. I have watched football games with this man. He has the attention span of a cocker spaniel, right? I'll break something down to him, and he'll go, "Ooh, look, a fly!" Like he's not going to watch film.
I think I might watch film.
No, you won't.
Got to break down the
We watch game film, and it literally takes for 50 plays, 60 plays, 70 plays. It will literally take 2.5, 3 hours. With how many times you go back and pick the play apart. So
should I just ask him? Should I just go be like, hey,
what's up with the base?
Should I just ask him, or is that a weird question?
I think he would look at you crazy because sometimes the question could make you look ridiculous.
No, in real basketball, it's all about the
base. Dude,
I think we're past that.
I'm like,
no trouble.
I said one time in a presser, I said, there are no stupid questions. Just stupid people who ask stupid questions. Right?
Well, I didn't ask what a pigeon was last night in the press.
Oh, see? How can you have restraint for that? But then you go say, hey, Bam, widen that base, huh? Right? Like you.
Fine. Don't ask him. Ask his trainer.
Dade South says,
embarrassing the show.
Tobin's going to get in Bam's head and mess him up. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, he's on a heater right now. I don't want to mess him up.
Then the next time he shoots threes, his feet are going to be this far apart because he's like, oh, base was too too wide. Come on, don't do it. Leave him alone.
That's trouble.
Every time.
Fair enough.
The last time you were on the regular with somebody, he went through some stuff, and that was Sergey. We had to ban you for all the pandemic.
I don't believe that I was his jinx, and we held a cup. So,
yeah, true.
After we banned you,
I don't believe that. A man who's not a jinx. He's all class.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Arlo White, voice of Live.
Live.
He joins us next. White sitting down with us here. He is the voice of LIV Golf Arlo. Thanks for the time. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking. It's pleasure to meet you.
This is an exciting vibe down here. Yeah. For those who are not caught on to LIV, like, can you give our audience a little explanation of how the whole team thing works out and what people can be excited for coming up this weekend?
Well, that's the key point of difference, right, to any regular golf tour that people might be used to around the world. We have 54 players. We have the shotgun start, so everyone's off at the same time and out on the course, which means that it's kind of self-contained the entire day within a 5-hour period, let's say. And we have 2 wild card players, but the other 52 are divided into 13 teams of 4. And that is the key aspect to it. So Jon Rahm, I think, was talking the other day about how special it is to be a part of the team. And what we've found, and this is our 4th season now, it's our 4th visit to Trump National here in Doral. It's kind of like a spiritual home for LIV Golf. What we found is that players, and their feedback is that they spend a lot of time together. They prepare together, they practice together, they travel together, they eat together, which is unlike any other tour where usually you might go back to your hotel room after a bad round and you're kind of on your own. You know, maybe your caddy, and you may have a coach out there or a couple of buddies, but essentially you kind of are on your own. So what they say as well is that if you're out of the running individually, because there is an individual aspect to it as well, of course, by Saturday, Sunday, you've still got to show up because your team needs you. All 4 scores count towards the team competition every day. So you can't just kind of mail it in if you feel that you don't have it this week or you're out of contention individually. Your team still needs you. So that adds an extra element of excitement to it and intensity.
I think the favorite part for me is the fact that if you've ever been to a golf tournament, you have to look at the list. You have to see who's teeing off. You either have to follow them or see what groups are behind them. And if you go to LIV, you can sit in one spot. You're going to see all the golfers you want to see from that one spot. You don't have to move.
Yes.
So you pick a hole. You see all the golfers you want.
You see every single player.
Right.
Yes.
I think that is because you get to see everybody.
Yes.
Like I've been to plenty of golf tournaments where either one of my golfers was on the morning wave and one was on the evening wave. I could either watch one or the other, or I could be there for 12 hours.
Yes.
So that's a really cool thing. It also has like almost like a college feel to it, in that they play tournaments with individual champions and with team champions, and sometimes the individual winner, the team isn't doing well, and sometimes the opposite. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Well, a lot of the guys that did play college golf say exactly that. It's a throwback to those days, and they look back at those days very fondly because, it's a very individual sport, as we know. But that camaraderie that they had with their teammates in the college days, obviously they were younger, a little more carefree than perhaps they are as professional golfers. But their feedback is that it's that camaraderie that they've got. They don't feel alone out there. And you look at Jon Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton for Legion 13, probably the best 1-2 punch in the entire league. The 2 youngest players in the LIV Golf League, Caleb Surratt and McKibben from Northern Ireland, who's just joined, they have got this. They've hit the jackpot. They've got Jon Rahm to get advice from. They've got Tyrrell Hatton to get advice from. And Jon Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton are both in a position where they're happy to give that advice. They're happy to help these guys, to mentor these guys, to make them better players. So there's that lovely little dynamic in LIV Golf, which we're very proud of and the players take very seriously.
I like the fact that also that when this all started, everybody viewed it as, a retirement home. Like, you're going here when your career's done and you just want to grab the money. But there's been a lot of golfers that come from LIV and have gone on to win.
Yes.
And I'm talking about winning majors and winning big events in Europe. And so, like, I think the fact that they are playing well is putting pressure on world golf to do something, because right now you don't have the best. You don't have all the best golfers. Some of them are on LIV.
And look, I've spent a lot of time around sort of soccer players, mainly, cricketers, international rugby players, American footballers, NFL guys as well. I have never met a single sports person in my entire life that wouldn't want to beat you at a game of pool in the bar, a game of darts in the bar, anything. They are just inherently competitive. And that's what sets professional sports people aside from the likes of me, you know. So just because they come to LIV Golf and this perception, this narrative that was peddled for a while that it is a retirement league and they're not competitive anymore and it's guaranteed money, so they're not going to care. Nonsense. These are born competitors, and this is an area where they can compete against an excellent field.
As a man who calls various sports, you've rowdy crowds in the Premier League and things like that. How do you change from a golf environment to hooligans in soccer?
Hey, we got some hooligans out there as well. It's been an interesting transition, but I didn't just do soccer, and I think I came through at the BBC on BBC Radio, so radio is my first love, really. And from week to week, I could be at the Formula One Grand Prix at Silverstone. The week after, I could be at the Open Championship. I could be at Wimbledon. So I was very used to announcing, but also hosting different sports. Now, I had a decent knowledge of golf, but when it comes to the technical aspect of it, that's David Fairtie's job. That's Jerry Foltz's job. That's Sue Ann and Dom and Pat Perez this year, who's been absolutely amazing. But when it comes to being the traffic cop and going from hole to hole and saying who's playing what and what team they're in and how that team's doing, and then the big moments on a Sunday, that's kind of my role. And I found that you obviously don't have a 50,000 crowd to shout over if you're at Liverpool or something like that with a big moment, or Manchester United. But I found that, you know, I'm here for a reason. And because of that intensity, it is a different league. It is a different feel. So, you know, I've got license to get a little raise in the what would you call it, in the volume, if you like, in the intensity, and that's not a problem. But for the most part, it's relatively calm compared to a soccer match, because you've got to pace yourself as well. It's 5.5 hours without a break.
That's true. And this is a lot louder than a normal golf tournament, which I like. I'm like, listen, stop finding I hit a bad shot because of noise. Like, everything you do in life is noisy. Right? Get over it. Concentrate on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I know the sudden stuff and stuff like that, but for the most part, these guys play and razz each other all the time. Then all of a sudden, so I like the fact that there's music. You get used to it. It shouldn't stop you from being able to go out there and perform.
We do have a couple of funny moments, which I've noticed on the monitors, where you've got some pounding dance music going on. Someone's about to play a shot, and there's a course guy with a quiet please sign. He's like, well, who's that aimed at exactly? The DJ? Or I'm not sure, but we've had some funny moments like that.
What have you just to tap into your soccer here for just a second? Messi, obviously, we're very excited to have him down here, but he's running roughshod in this MLS. You've called MLS Premier, like when we say it's a step, because I'm a bit of a soccer noob. Would you say that this is a men amongst boys still, even at his age? Like, is he toying with it, or do you feel like this is, you know, you're still seeing him against greatness? Like, how do you mention, venture watching him in this league right now?
The way I think the analogy that I would use would be if Michael Jordan at the age of say 33 went to play in the Greek league, right? Now the Greek league is good, but it's not the NBA. Right. And he's still got his legs, and he's still got his explosiveness, and he's still got, you know, his physical talents. He would dominate. I think it's fair to say. Right. And so Messi is a similar sort of situation. You get the greatest player that has ever played the game of soccer, which is the global sport, if you like, coming to a league which is still developing, still fairly young. It's only 30 years old as a league, but is improving year on year on year in terms of the standard and the infrastructure. I drove past the new stadium that they're building for Inter Miami here the other day. So soccer is here to stay. MLS is here to stay. But when you get a player like Lionel Messi coming, it is no embarrassment to the league, and it's no comment on the league that he dominates, because he's quite simply the greatest player ever to walk the planet. So him being here is phenomenal for the league and for soccer in America, and he appears to be enjoying it as well.
We feel like our boy Brooks Koepka, South Florida guy. Do you feel like he's going to have the hometown crowd with him this weekend?
I would think so. Bryson gets a lot of love.
There's a lot of guys that live in Jupiter, in the Palm Beaches. So they probably could travel from home.
This is their home.
Right. There's a lot of guys that live in Palm Beach near Jupiter and stuff like that. So even when they travel all over the world, especially even Europeans.
Yes.
A lot of the tour guys, regardless of what tour you play in, they make Florida home base simply because they can play all year round and practice all year.
Yes. And Brooks, and he's not ashamed to admit it, and he's quite vocal about it, it's all about the majors for him. Yeah, he wants to win in LIV Golf, and he's the only man with 5 LIV Golf League titles. Wako Neiman got it to 4 in Singapore last time out, who's a terrific player as well, in great form. But Brooks, it's major season, isn't it? The Masters next week, and this is where Brooks kind of hones his preparation to peak at these times. And again, he admits it didn't work last year, and he played poorly by his own admission in the majors last year. So we're going to see how he goes in the last tournament before the Masters. I think he's going to be dialed in this weekend.
You think that extra round, because you have Thursday, Friday, you have a cut, and then you have Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday says moving day, and then Sunday you're all out. You do what you got to do, maintain the lead or whatever. Where here it's a little different. In that there is no cut. You have to play every day. Every day matters. So do you think there's some getting used to going back and playing in a major or a big event on the tour?
I don't think so. You'd have to ask the guys who know way more than me. But, anecdotally, I've heard from them that, just as you said there, there's a kind of a payoff between 3 days at the intensity that we have out here, because every shot counts. You've got to play for yourself. You've got to play for your team, as opposed to on the odd occasion, you might miss a cut. These guys are programmed to playing 4 rounds of golf in a tournament, aren't they? And I don't think you lose that ability, or it doesn't become alien to you that quickly. So, and the evidence suggests exactly that. Bryson won the US Open last year, Brooks the PGA Championship the year before that. So look, we're all rooting for our guys in the majors this year. We've got 12 in the Masters, and there's some players that are going to be playing at Augusta in very, very good form. So look, quietly confident that the guys are going to show up.
Arlo White, thanks so much for the time. You guys got Liv Miami. You'll hear him on the call. Thank you so much. Appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely. Anytime. Enjoy the weekend.